be good girls. It's only your Auntie Susie.
What was that?
What?
Thought I heard a noise out the backyard.
I never heard no.
Oh, I know. Be out Hilda dropping another egg. Oh, she's getting to be like a machine, that little madam. And she knows when she's done it, you know. Oh, yeah. Looks at you with a little head cocked on one side as much as to say, what do you think about that, then? More than you could manage. I'm not so sure about you, though, the size that belly's getting.
Good morning, Elsie.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a fab morning, a good to be alive morning.
The only good thing about this morning is that it polished off last night, which I spent twitching and tossing like a dog with a nightmare. I don't think I got a wink of sleep all night.
Oh, you snore when you're awake, do you? Well, I heard you coming round Rover's Corner coming home last night.
And you, such a thump in a minute, lady. Anyway, what's turned you on this morning? You seen that policeman again? The one that keeps the guitar in his panda car?
I know I haven't, worse luck. No, I've done it.
You've done what?
What I said I were going to do.
What did you say you were going to do?
You know.
No, I don't, else I wouldn't be asking, would I?
I've put them eggs under next door's chickens.
Oh, you haven't. When?
Just now. I put them in their hutch, or whatever it's called.
Oh, I'd love to be there when Hilda finds them.
I know a couple of people who wouldn't.
Down and Eddie, yes.
Never mind.
You know the way Hilda is, she might think it's quite normal.
I mean it, Mrs. Sharples. You call in and I'll give you a couple of hours. Then you'll know what real eggs taste like.
Oh, I will. If it's only to stop you keep blabbering on about your flipping eggs. You'd think them hens of yours was the only ones ever laid any.
Ooh. Can't do anything with a good grace, that woman, can she? Not even accept a gift. It's as though she's always got a stone in her shoe, you know. Can I have a packet of washing soda, please?
Of course you can, Hilda.
Mrs. Walker thinks that kitchen grate's smelling again. She's always saying that. Do you know, if I was to wash it down with perfume, she'd still say it smelled.
Well, you would, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, it would, wouldn't
There
it?
you are, look.
Tart.
Getting plenty of eggs then, are you, Hilda? Laying well, them hens of yours?
Only picked up another half dozen this morning, that's all. Still warm they were. Isn't nature wonderful?
Oh, it is, Hilda, it is.
Yeah, ta-ra then.
Ta-da,
Oh, wait, I hope you don't mind me giving folk a few eggs. You know, your customers like.
Not at all, Hilda. What's a few eggs amongst friends?
Yeah, and I mean, when we really get going, you know, producing on a commercial scale, like, well, you could be one of our countrywide outlets, couldn't you?
I hope so, Hilda.
You know, you're evil, you are. Somebody ought to tell her that they're our eggs she thinks her hens are laying.
What? And spoil a good joke? Not to mention profit that we get from Eddie and Stan buying them from here.
I think you would do anything for a profit sometimes.
Get that shirt off your back. I know a good place where we can get a good second-hand price for it.
Oh, do you know somewhere you get a good second-hand price for me?
Well, there's Mrs. Parker on Victoria Street, and there's that little fat woman in Flats, who brings you sarsaparilla. Oh, I think they'd both be very interested.
Hey, shut up, give us a kiss.
You're looking very frisky this morning.
Well, I'm feeling a bit better, aren't I?
Gosh, I love.
I'd keep on at you and all if I were your Hilda. You'd look a different fella, you know, if you lost a couple of stone. And this stuff you're drinking is not helping.
I've always been a big chap, Betty.
There's a difference in being big and just fat. Now, isn't that right, Ken?
Yes, Betty, yes, I think it is, although I'm a great one, still, can't I? I'll just have a tonic water, please.
Yeah, but I mean, you are doing something about it, aren't you? Trying to organise this jogging. Hey, you ought to do a bit of jogging, lovey.
I couldn't go jogging with my back. Every time I put a foot on the ground, I get a pain up my spine, wouldn't I?
Yeah, we're not pounding round a track, you know, Stanley.
I know that,
No, it's just a very gentle pace, and it's not very far either. About 1.5 miles, starting at the Red Wreck at 6 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Pints of better, please,
Right.
Mr. T. You're not still press-ganging mugs into this jogging lark, are you, Squire?
I'm not press-ganging anybody, Eddie. I've got enough volunteers as it is. Any more, and we might just constitute a traffic hazard.
Yeah, well, it's not as easy as you think, you know.
Oh, yeah, and how would you know?
It's because I had a bash, didn't I, this morning? Well, just from Monkeys down to the commercial hotel. But I'm telling you, I was nearly flaked. My heart was fluttering, my chest was heaving in and out like a blacksmith's biceps. You want an ambulance following you tonight if you've got any sense, Squire. Here, Stanley, can I have a word?
What?
What's going on?
What do you mean, going on?
I've just seen Inna Sharples coming out of your house. Your Hilda's given us some eggs. Eggs that we bought with our money. I mean, that's like stealing.
Don't excite yourself. With a stroke of luck this morning, how many did she collect?
Well, I suppose 3 would be a glut in our terms.
Only 6.
6?
Yeah.
Every bird an egg? Stanley, we've cracked it. Hey, I think that's a pun, innit? This could be the turning point, mate. We're in business at last.
That's what I thought. Cheers.
Little monkey Susie version. Oh, I wish I'd have thought of it.
Well, it come to me in a blinding flash when I was thinking how to get me own back and Eddie Yates for saying nasty things about me figure.
We'll have to listen out for it, Rouse. You know, you can hear every word in here.
Same house.
Let us sell tickets. I've just thought of something.
What?
Hilda was offering Mrs. Sharple some eggs this morning. Suppose.
Oh, it gets better every minute. You do know I'm a genius, don't you? See you.
So, darling.
Oh,
Hey, you're coming jogging with Ken tonight, aren't you?
yes, I may come and add glamour to the occasion.
Oh, she would as well, Not like me. Just a packet of tea, please.
Hey, Mavis. I thought you looked very fetching in your shorts at the pram race.
Did you really?
Well, everybody said so. You put 'em on tonight and give Susie a run for her money.
Well, I think I will. I mean, actually, I haven't got bad legs, you know. I mean, I was never embarrassed wearing the miniskirt.
Is that so?
Only
what?
Well, I just don't know whether I'm up to jogging physically, I mean, because, you know, I cracked up in that pram race down Cross Street. My legs all went to jelly and I just felt drained.
Hey, jogging's nothing like as hard as pushing Eddie Yates in a pram now, is it?
No, I suppose not.
You just go off and enjoy yourself. And I'll tell you what, in a few months' time, you'll be as fit as a fiddle and glowing with health and beauty. And what's that going to bring sniffing round your doorstep? Fellas.
Oh, give over. I don't need you to give me fantasies like that. Bye-bye.
Oh, damn blast.
I do.
Oh, I thought you were another customer. I've had as many as them as I can cope with this morning. That shop's never been empty for more than a minute. What are these?
Oh, what do they look like? Travel brooches.
I can see the travel brochures, but what do we want with them?
Oh, didn't you know? If you save enough, you can get a smoking set.
There's no need for sarcasm.
Well, we're going to pick holiday out of them, aren't I? Because if you ask me, you could do one more than I could.
Holiday, honest? Oh, wow, that would be nice. But are you sure you were well enough to go gallivanting?
Well, that's why I want to go. I keep telling everybody how well I feel, and nobody seems to believe me. If I come back with a tan like a coat of paint, they're going to have to believe me, aren't they? So come on, Mrs. Roberts, you start looking through. I told the lady down at the travel agency we'll be back in a couple of days with a firm booking.
You can't be domineering, you.
Yeah, well, don't pretend you don't like it. Hey, there's some nice hotels in Yugoslavia.
Right, well, I must be going. No, you will turn up, won't you?
I'll be there, Ken, no danger. Just to see the birds in their, well, in their track shoes.
Okay, Deirdre?
Yeah, 6 o'clock, red wreck, OK.
Good, all right, I'll see you all there then.
Ta-ra, Ken. I don't reckon I'll see you there, actually.
What makes you say that?
Well, you're not the athletic sort, are you?
Oh, and what sort do you think I am then, Stephen?
Well, not athletic. Definitely not athletic.
What, you mean more puny, feeble-like?
Oh, no. Well, more sexy, actually.
Sexy. Thank you very much, Stephen.
That's all right. Hey, look, I've got to go now, but, well, maybe we can do this again sometime. You know, have a drink.
No law against it?
No, there isn't, is there? I'll see you then.
Well, you're bound to. You working right across the road and all that.
Yeah, I am.
Hey, I heard most of that. You were leading that poor lad on, did you, Langton?
Come on, just a bit of innocent fun, Betty. Hey, I'll tell you what, I am finding it easier and easier to lead fellas on these days.
You're not complaining, I hope.
I am not, love.
Betty.
What?
Another half a mile.
Yes, Mr. Tatlock. Sir. Hey, is it true what they're saying?
What do you say?
You know, that you're going to be making the pace tonight. You're going to be out in front of everybody else.
I heard that.
Well, I'll tell you how it is, shall I?
Yeah.
We never used to go to these lengths to keep ourselves fit, because we keep ourselves fit by doing a proper day's work, which is something they seldom do nowadays, so they run to fat, don't they? But just you wait. Wait until they've wasted all this North Sea oil, which they will do, and then you'll fight running about to keep themselves warm. Never mind fit.
It always depends on you to cheer us up, can't we, Albert?
Well, somebody's got to put you straight. Politicians won't.
Well, fancy seeing you two in here. What a surprise. I better make the most of it, hadn't I? I'll have a light ale, please, Stanley.
Right, Elder.
Right, Ollie.
I believe our little feathered friends have done us proud, Hilda.
Oh, they have that. Do you know, I've just had one of the eggs I collected this morning for me dinner. Never tasted an egg like it. Never.
You know, we told you they'd come right in the end, didn't we? If we'd have listened to you, there'd have been a pile of bones in somebody's dustbin now.
Mrs. Ogden?
Oh, Mrs. Walker, I was just saying, I've just had one of our new-laid eggs for me dinner. Scrambled, you know, with just a little dash of Worcester sauce. Oh, it were delicious. Really delicious.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like chalk and cheese, you know, our eggs and then what you buy at the corner shop. Although, mind you, if that's what you're used to, you know, all that mass-produced rubbish, well, you probably wouldn't appreciate them any road, would you?
Didn't like that, Mrs. O.
Oh, never could stand the truth, couldn't Annie Walker? Oh, hello, Mrs. Sharples.
Hello.
Did you enjoy your eggs, then? You'll be able to tell Mrs. Walker how good our eggs are. What's that?
What does it look like?
It's an egg.
Full marks.
Looks like one of them I gave you this morning.
It is one then you give me this morning.
And what a beauty, eh? What a little beauty. Hey, Mrs. Walker, come and have a look at this.
What have you brought it in here for, Mrs. Sharples?
Good question, Eddie. Because, you see, this is a very peculiar egg.
Peculiar? How?
I'll show you, should I?
Is it pot or something?
Is it a pot? I collected that this morning with my own hands. It was still warm.
Warm, was it? Fancy.
Can anybody let me have a knife? Wait a minute. There's one behind it. Here we are. They are lost.
Hey, you can't go cutting an egg up. You'll have it running all over the place.
Have you ever seen a fresh egg that looked like that? Because I haven't.
Hey, it's...
Hard-boiled.
Just like the other one you give me this morning.
Stanley, I'll see you at home, now.
Hi, Mrs. O. Oh, Elder, I wanted a word with you.
What's going on?
Well, don't ask me, Elliot. Do I know?
By they must be red hot, them ends of yours,
Oh,
Stan.
shut up. It's not funny.
Somebody's been playing games with us, Stanley.
It's obviously a prank. Unless, of course, them ends of yours really do lay hard-boiled eggs.
Hey,
Stan.
that's a thought.
By God, you've been made up if they do. And no mistake.
Well, perhaps they've been salted. You know, like crisps. Have you tasted it?
Now, I wonder who's playing silly beggars.
What do you want?
Annie Walker sent this. It's the egg. She thought you might have use for it if you were making a salad or something.
Really enjoying yourself, aren't you, Elsitana?
Me, Hilda?
Yeah, you and everybody else in the Framing Street.
Well, you must admit if you don't find it exactly funny, it is a bit of a mystery. I mean, how do hens lay hard-boiled eggs, I ask you?
Oh, go on, have a good laugh. You can't get many these days, back on the shelf like you are, not far off your pension.
Now, Hilda, I don't want to fall out with you.
I don't suppose you know out about this mystery, do you?
Oh, they're not my hens, Hilda. Why should I know?
No, well, somebody knows something about it. Is Stanley still in the pub?
Yes, and I think he's just as puzzled as you are. Oh, Hilda, I just thought, have you thought to ask the hens about it?
Somebody must have planted them there. They must have.
Yeah, but why should they do it?
Oh, as a joke. A wheeze, a leg pull. Not a bad one either when you come to think of it.
Best this century, bar none.
Well, our Hilda's not laughing.
But who would do it? Who would be the perpetrator?
Maybe the old biddy herself, and then bring them in pretending, you know.
Nah, it's not Mrs. Sharple's style. Anyway, there's another question, Stanley. I mean, was it done purely as a joke, or was there some other motive? Did someone want to get us into lumber deliberately?
You sound like a copper.
Well, the dividing line between committing crime and solving it is a very thin one, you know, Stan. Sometimes only depends on the size of your feet. I mean, who'd want to get us into trouble?
Fred G.
No, he's on holidays.
Oh,
I can't think of anyone who'd want to get us into trouble. I mean, we're such nice fellas. Charming, generous.
well, I am.
Nah, it's got to be a straight leg pull.
Look, there's plenty of candidates, isn't there? They're all comedians in the street, aren't they? I mean, it's Fairclough. The kids.
Hang on, we're not thinking straight, are we? Come on, we need a bit of positive thought.
Hey.
Look, who could have twigged that we were buying eggs for that coop?
Who?
Come on, Stan, a bit more throttle.
Corner shop. Really?
Exactly. She could have slipped a couple of hard-boiled ones in when we bought them.
No, it's not her style.
Oh, I don't know. She must need a bit of jollity now and again. It can't be a battle of laughs being married to Alf. Come on, we'll interrogate her, or rather I will.
What about our eldest?
Don't even mention her name. With a bit of luck, she'll think she doesn't exist and disappear. Come on.
Good to see if they've laid some more. I'll have one for me tea. It'll save me cooking.
Do you know, given half the chance, you can be quite a wag, can't you, Betty?
Yeah.
And I don't think.
We know who did it, you know. We're not daft.
You could have fooled me.
You should have seen Hilda's face.
Oh, I wish I'd been there.
Eddie and Stan couldn't believe their eyes.
Well, that just serves them right for trying to cod Hilda that them ends will ain't entered, doesn't
Ta-da! Eddie and Stan, don't tell me you've come in here flogging hard-boiled eggs.
Aha. Could I have a word, really?
Yeah, of course you can, love.
You've a seen. You hear? Sorry, definitely.
Seen doing what?
You know.
No.
Of course you do. You've a seen.
What are you talking about? Do you know what he's talking about?
I've got no idea what you're talking about, Eddie.
We're not mad or anything, are we, Stan?
Oh, no, we're not mad, no.
So, why don't you make a clean breast of it? We'll all have a giggle. It was a very good trick. I was only saying so to Stanley, wasn't I, Stan?
Oh, you were, yeah.
Rainey?
I still don't know what you were talking about. Honest, I don't.
You don't say?
No.
It was you that gave us them hard-boiled eggs. Come on, admit it. You put them in with some we bought. It's no use, you can't deny it.
What hard-boiled eggs?
Them that she's just been telling you about.
She hasn't been... Have you been telling me about hard-boiled
I
eggs?
never mentioned hard-boiled eggs.
You did when we came in.
Oh, yeah, but not to her.
Well, I wish you would.
Well, I think Eddie and Stan want to explain.
Come on. I'm waiting.
Oh, come on, mate. We're wasting our time in here.
Bloody fine copper you made, didn't you?
Oh, thanks, Rinny. They'd have killed me if they thought it were me that had done it.
Hey, I didn't do it for you, lady. I did it because I didn't want to mess on my floor. I'll tell you what.
What?
I never want to look hard-boiled egg in the face again.
Me neither.
What's all this about hard-boiled eggs?
Oh, I'll tell you when I've an hour to spare. Who was that on for?
Frank Roper.
What does your boss want?
Well, he's coming out to see me after tea, just for a chat, you know.
I have to be on my best behaviour then, won't I?
No, he's all right. He's Frank, one of the lads. Even if he is chief supervisor. Hard-boiled eggs?
I mean it. Them chickens are going.
Oh, come on, Mrs. O. I mean, just because somebody played a prank on us, it'll all be forgotten tomorrow.
Of course it will, Chuck.
They're going.
Look, give me one good reason.
You want a good reason?
Yeah.
Right, I'll give you one. Now, folk obviously think us keeping chickens is a big laugh. Or else whoever put them hard-boiled eggs in that coop wouldn't have gone to all that trouble. And if you're an Ogden living in this street, there's one thing you can't afford to do. That's give anybody an excuse for laughing at you. Because they find enough of their own. Now, get rid.
She means it.
I know she does. I was just getting fond of them hens and all.
They've cost us a fortune.
Still, I don't want to be their executioner.
Hello. Am I early?
Well, earlier than other people, obviously.
Yes, I expected a crowd.
Yes, so did I.
I expect they'll all turn up at the last minute.
Yeah. Are those boys with you?
No, they just followed me here.
Oh.
Well, I think it's pathetic, I really do. I mean, you promised Ken you'd turn up. He'd be waiting for you.
I didn't promise.
No, but these two did here. What do you think of her, Mrs. Walker?
I just think it's typical. Typical of the total absence of loyalty, of reliability, of responsibility amongst young people today. And I think Kenneth wants his head examining for trusting them.
Oh, I've had a very busy day, Mrs. Walker.
And I'm hoping to have a very busy night if me looks it.
Well, you could have at least gone for half an hour.
Yes, of course you could. What do you want?
Just a packet of crisps, please.
Why haven't you gone jogging with Ken like you said you would?
I completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
You just can't trust people, can you? I mean, they make promises that they know they can't keep. And this was for their own good. I mean, well, you think they'd make the effort to get fitter and healthier. Actually, it's quite stimulating, isn't it? I mean, you really feel it doing you good. And we haven't come very far yet, have we? You all right, Ken?
I think I'm going to have to stop, maybe. In fact, I'm sure of it.
So,
I really expected to see you looking like death warmed up, Alf. I really did.
Oh, he has done for the past few weeks. It's only this week when he's been coming on.
I only wish I felt half as well as he looks. I could do with the rest, you know. Never mind Alf.
Oh, things a bit sticky at work then, Frank.
Sticky? When are they not sticky when you've got chumps like Harry Atwood to contend with? Not to mention some of the younger ones. They'll want them in there a couple of minutes to think they know it all. And you can't touch them these days either. They're fireproof. I'll tell you, Alf, you're better off at home, mate. Especially when you're fitting well enough to enjoy yourself. Thinking of having a holiday, are you?
Well,
Only a few brochures, you know, nothing definite.
You have got it made, haven't you, Alf? I suppose you'll be going while he's still off sick. Off to Spain at the government's expense. Well, I don't blame you, mate.
I'll go.
yeah, well, it's not arranged, you know. We're just talking about it, like.
There'll be some compensation to come too, won't there?
Compensation?
For the injury. There's bound to be. I'd be looking further afield than Spain if I were you. The Bahamas, the West Indies. Why not when you can afford it?
I asked Susie to pick these up this morning.
She's been in twice as it is.
Telling her about her little prank, no doubt.
Well, it was a stroke of genius, you must admit.
Never laughed so much in all my life, I can tell you.
I did it. Oh, are you off then, Mr. Roper?
Yes, love, I'll let you get on with planning your holiday. He's got it made, this chap, you know. Off work, supposed to be sick. All he's got to worry about is whereabouts in the world he's going to go for his holidays. Some folks don't know they're born, do they?
No.
I'm not supposed to be sick. I am sick.
Of course you are, mate. That's what I'll tell them back at the office. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Look, you can tell them what you like for me, because you've no room to talk. You're the biggest scour in the building. You haven't done an honest day's work in your life. So don't come here making snide remarks about me, because I can do without it. Have you got that?
What did I say? What did I say?
I'm sorry, Mr. Roper. He gets a bit irritable, you know, when he's tired.
Well, it's not like him, I must say. Still, there's no harm done. Good night, Mrs. Roberts.
Good night.
Who was that?
Alf's boss.
Oh, no.
What did he give me?
£1.
Rattle it off.
Oh, no, not for a packet of fags. Besides, it's too wet to hang about.
Oh, Reenie, be pleased to be roused if she's losing business.
To tell you the truth, Betty, I'm a bit worried about what's going on.
In there?
Yeah, when I called round last night, Alf was shouting fit to raise the dead.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, and his boss from the post office was at the receiving end.
I thought he got over all that.
So did I, but you wouldn't have thought so last night if you'd have heard him. Oh, well, I suppose I can do a morning without a packet of fags.
Yeah.
And they owe me about 10 packets over in that sewing room. Come on, get out of the wet. See ya.
Ta-da.
I didn't, you did. I haven't got a cold. Oh, then it must be pneumonia, and you caught it on the back of that precious bike. I didn't. I don't know why you don't make him swap it for a car, I don't. Like you would. Of course I would. I wouldn't have my knees turning blue no matter how much I thought of somebody. You could hardly walk when you came in last night.
It's not as cold on the back of that bike as it looks, you know.
Oh, it can't be. It's got no style to it either.
It's exciting.
So's a sports car. And you don't get a cold a month as a built-in extra.
I don't get a cold a month.
Oh, no. That must be hay fever.
Do you know, Elizabeth, there's a report in here of 2 men suing a landlord because he asked them to stop playing chess in this public bar.
Well,
I think it's perfectly within his rights. I mean, what if the habit spread? What if every table in here was occupied by chess? I don't think it's a problem we'll have to face.
Mrs. Walker, do you think you could do me a little favour?
Of course, dear.
Well, would you mind if I slipped out for about 20 minutes before I start filling the shelves?
Of course not, if you've important business to transact. I'm the last person on earth who'd be inflexible about that sort of thing.
Only I wanted to pop round and see how Reenie is.
Oh.
Well, Elsie was telling me that, well, apparently Alf had another of his turns last night.
Oh, dear.
It's a shame. I mean, something's not right.
He really will have to see a doctor, love. There's no doubt about it.
So, if you don't mind if I do...
No, I'm glad you told me. Although...
What, Mrs. Walker?
I was wondering if I ought to go. No, you go. And if there's anything at all I can do...
Yeah, well, I'll tell you straight away, Mrs. Walker.
Thank you, dear.
this is where you're hiding yourself.
Hello, love.
Self, is he not in?
No, he's gone to a council meeting. Had a bit of a late start this morning. People think there's something wrong.
And isn't there? I mean, I don't want to pry, lovey, but...
Yes, you're right, Betty. He had another of his temper doos last night. I'm getting so as I don't know what to do next.
You could tell me about it, lovey, if it'll help.
Well, he were a friend. I mean, it was somebody Alf knew. His boss, and he just came in to see how Alf was. And he said something. Nothing. It's a bit of a joke about the holiday we're supposed to be having. And Alf flew at him. I thought he were going to hit him.
And has he said anything about it this morning?
No, he just got up and went out as though nothing had happened.
Look, lovey, I know it's not my place to say so, but don't you think it's time he went to see a doctor?
Betty, how many doctors has he seen since the accident?
Well, I know, lovey, but didn't they say something about how it might affect him, you know, later on?
Well, yes. Possibly personality changes.
Well, then.
I know you're right, love, but I've got so I'm scared of putting it to him.
Oh, no, it's still Alf.
Yeah, I know. You're right, I know you are, love.
Hey, do you know what happened to Elsie Tanner?
What?
Well, because you were late in opening, she had to go to work without her fags. Heaven knows what other tragedies there'll be if you don't soon go and get behind that counter. Hey.
And I meant what I said, so don't go thinking I didn't.
Ah, of course you did. What's this, Willingstone?
Spam fritters, get 'em down, you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. O.
Rather have eggs.
Don't you mention eggs to me, Stanley Upton. Not after the trick you played. Buying eggs and then pretending they come from them hens out there.
Now to do with me.
Any road, it's like I said. Either them hens go, or I go. Well?
That needs thinking about, doesn't it?
You what?
I don't think your missus is in any mood for jokes, Stan.
Dead right I'm not.
It weren't a joke.
I think we've got to recognise the strength of feeling involved here.
He'll recognise it round his ear hole in a minute.
So, when would you like the little darlings to be evicted from the home new grows of love, Hilda?
Today.
And is that one at a time, or are they all for the shop together?
How do you mean?
You know.
Oh, well, no, I wasn't thinking of... Couldn't we just set them free or something?
They're not lion cubs, they're golden eagles, you know. Their natural habitat is your backyard. They'd never survive in the jungle.
Does that mean we'll have roast chicken instead of this?
It does, Stan.
I'm with you.
Ah, but I think Hilda might be having a change of heart.
No, she isn't. And it means them having their necks wrung, well, wrung they'll have to be.
You know, you'd have made a great hanging judge, you, Hilda.
You can both get out there as soon as he's finished filling his guts.
Thank you.
So what was this question you were going to ask me?
Well...
Oh, all right, don't tell me then. Well, you were making out it was so important just a minute ago.
Well, I was just wondering if you'd thought about going to see the doctor, you know, just to make sure that everything's all right.
No, I can't say I've thought about it.
Only,
Look, I'm as fit as a fiddle. Touch wood.
Good.
It's because of what happened last night, isn't it? Frank Roper and that. Is that what it is?
Well...
Well, is it or isn't it?
Well, yes, it is.
Well, listen, I'm not having Frank Roper and nobody else coming round here making out that I'm swinging the lead.
Well, I'm sorry, love, but I might be wrong, but it didn't give me that impression.
Well, that was the impression I got. And I'm not going to be spied on like that. Next one that comes round telling me that tale, they'll go away with more than a flea in their ear. Now, Lex, for goodness sake, seek out a holiday and forget all about doctors. Have a look through that.
There you are, Mrs. Sharples. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello, love. Excuse us. Ta.
I think I'll have a Scotch, please, and...
Vodka and tonic?
Right on, my love. Ta.
You do show your faces sometime, then. I've begun to think you've gone down with Asian flu or something.
Why is that, Mr. Tatlock?
Your memory gone again, has it?
I think Mr. Tatlock is referring to the fact that you two failed to turn up for the jogging that Ken organised.
Oh.
Well, it's all right, you two laughing, but I came into a lot of trouble, you know. So next time, if you're not going to turn up, perhaps you'll have the manners to say so.
80 pence, please.
Well, we didn't stop
Thank you.
them jogging. I mean, it's something you can do on your own.
That's what he did do, isn't it? That's what I'm on about.
What? You mean nobody turned up?
I believe that Mavis was Ken's only companion.
Oh, that's the way you're going to carry on.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you know...
I must say, I think it's a great pity when something like that fails through lack of support. Don't you agree, Mr. Sharples?
Yes, but there are some things I'd rather worry about. This jockey's just a fad. It'll go as quick as it's come.
Well, I've been thinking that this interest in fitness had a great deal to be said for it.
Yes, but I think I'll let others say it, see that I'm not taking any part in it. Not that I was invited, come to think of it.
I'm just talking about the way younger generations turn their nose up at folks that try to help them.
We didn't have to go, you know.
No, I know that. And our kid didn't have to put himself out on your behalf either, did he?
Never get the feeling you're not wanted.
I get that feeling a lot in here, yeah.
It's only because we're young and beautiful. They can't stand it.
Yeah, they're dead jealous.
Seriously, though, do you think we did let Ken down?
I suppose we did. Has he said out to you? Have you seen him this morning?
Well, I did see him limping down the street earlier on. I sort of shouted over to him, you know, all friendly like, "Hi, Ken," and he just glared at me.
Limping? Why was he limping?
Haven't you heard?
No.
Well, he sort of flaked out after about half a mile, and Mavis had to carry him home.
He did. Well, if he will go running round in short at his age, he gets what he deserves.
Absolutely. I mean, we know better than that, even at our age.
You know, I find we're more sensible than our elders, don't you?
Oh, indubitably. I mean, I think we're an altogether better educated generation.
Very true.
Would you like another drink?
I would, yeah, but not here. Shall we go where the natives are more friendly?
Oh, some of my mates are drinking down the Flying Horse.
What are we waiting for?
Oh, ta-ra, Mr. Tatlock. We're off for a bit of a jog, you know, to make up for last night.
All right. And you'll be had a puff before you get to 10 straight, both of you.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Do you know, he could be right. Well, as far as I'm concerned, anyway.
Is that a fact? Well, the last one in the Flying Horse buys the drinks.
Oh, that's not fair.
That's one thing young'uns can do, make a heck of a lot of noise.
Yes, well, I can remember the time when you used to go down the street kicking a tin can in front of you, and you were wearing clogs that you never even bothered to keep clean.
Which sounds a right little yobbo.
I'm saying no.
Hey, and get that table sided before you go.
Yes, love.
I don't want to come home to a load of mucky pots.
No, love.
Hi. Oh, hello. What are you doing here?
Brought the pies you wanted.
Personal delivery, is it? Hey, Bert,
Yeah.
look after this parcel, will you? I'm late as it is. I'm off. Ta-ra.
Sure, love. Hello, Chuck. Do we owe you anything then?
No, they're paid for.
Oh, very good.
Hey, have you thought what I was saying about North Wales? You know, for a holiday?
Yeah. You meant on the bike?
Of course, touring. Full week of it.
Only doesn't it get a bit cold in North Wales?
What, in summer?
What? They don't have summer there, do they?
Ignore it. No, but don't you fancy it, though?
Yeah. I was just wondering if there'd be much left of me after I've been blown about on the back of your bike for a week.
Ah, you mean you want me to get a sidecar on?
No. I was thinking more of a car.
You gonna buy a car?
Don't be daft, Brian.
Oh, you mean me? Instead of the bike? What? No chance. That's for when you're old. Like me dad.
Thanks very much.
No, but you're not serious, are you? 'Cause that bike's good for another 10 years yet.
Are you sure you want to go through with this, Hilda? No last-minute stale execution?
What, and have you make a fool out of me again, Eddie Yates? Now, Luke, you've got 5 minutes. Then I want tomorrow's dinner in there, ready for stuffing. Poor little things.
Your missus is a very hard woman, Stanley.
You don't need to tell me.
Right then, out you go and may the best man win.
Hey, I can do it.
Well, you were in the army. Battle hardened and all that.
Not necking chickens, not with a bayonet. No, you brought them. You can get rid of them.
Well, I get dizzy at the sight of blood, Stan.
Won't be any blood. Will there?
You know what we need, don't you? Someone with a bit of help and advice. Even someone to do it for us.
Aye.
I think I know just the man for the job. Look, tell your Hilda there's been a slight technical itch.
Hey!
I'll be back in a second.
Not none of your tricks, is it?
Trust me, Stanley. Just trust me.
Now, where can you get the same feeling of speed and feeling free like you do on a motorbike? Now, where? Definitely not in a car.
Can be uncomfortable sometimes.
You know what I feel like doing sometimes? Just getting on my bike and going. Just going.
It's not all that safe either.
On the M6, down the M1, through London, then to Dover, straight through France, just to see how far I could get. Hey, maybe I could get to China.
On a motorbike?
On that one, definitely. It's in perfect condition. Hey, have you ever seen that film, Easy Rider?
No.
You know, America's a place for motorbikes. All them long empty roads, through the desert and that. You can't have to go on them roads, you know.
Is that what you want to do, go bombing through the desert on a motorbike?
Yeah, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I can't think of anything I'd like to do better. Come on, I'm going to be late for work.
I'll have you there within a minute.
I don't doubt it.
No danger.
Yes, dear.
I wonder if I could have a word with Betty, Mrs.
Yes,
Walker.
of course, can. Elizabeth?
Yes, lovely. Excuse me asking, but is it about Alf?
Yes.
Because I am concerned.
It's all right, Mrs. Walker. He did have one of his tempers again last night.
I heard something of the sort.
And he just won't go to the doctor. He won't listen to a word I say.
Have you mentioned it to him today?
Yeah, after dinner.
He must seek medical advice. Obviously, he's not himself.
Ah, but it's telling it to him, though, isn't it?
Clearly, he's not been himself since the accident.
Do you know, I've got that I don't say anything anymore.
Well, someone must, dear, for your sake as much as his.
Are you on closing time yet?
I can't stand any more of this.
You know, you save money coming in here. Every time you get served.
What do you want to be saving money for, an old devil like you?
She here, put us half a pound of marley in that.
Certainly, Albert, seeing as you asked me so nicely.
What?
Would you be offended if I suggested
Yeah, Albert.
that I might
Albert.
speak to Alf?
Well, no, but I couldn't ask.
No, but he's at home now, isn't he?
Yes.
Well, these things sometimes carry more weight from somebody outside the family.
Well, I don't know how he'll take it.
You don't have to worry about that, dear. In my position, one has to acquire tact, you know, and I am a great friend of Alf's.
Well,
Elizabeth,
Yes.
dear, would you give Mrs. Roberts a sherry? I'm just going to pop out to see if I can persuade her.
Here he is, the man we're all relying on.
All right.
Knowing your legendary good nature, I was wondering if I could ask you a little favour.
Well, the answer's no. You can buy your own.
What do you take me for? I don't sponge drinks off old age pensioners.
Oh, we're not good enough for you, aren't we?
Eh? No, this is serious. Look, you know this poultry business we've got, Stanley and me?
You mean a few hens?
Oh, yes. Them whose eggs come hard-boiled, and have they moved on to omelettes by now?
Oh, very droll, Mrs. Sharples.
Well, it's no good going on about my allotment again, because chickies are not allowed. I wouldn't want them any rows.
Are you two going to give me a chance to explain?
Well, lad, we've been waiting 5 minutes for to get started.
Look, are you experienced in the art of necking chickens?
Oh, you want to get rid of them now, do you?
Well, Hilda's shown them the red card. So we want to bring the problem to a quick and painless end.
Oh, you wouldn't think that if you were one of the poor things.
I agree, Mrs. Sharples, but it'll be a quick and painless end for me and Stanley. Otherwise, Hilda will wring our necks. Look, we want one a day doing so that they come to the table fresh. We thought with you being an old soldier, like, you know.
There'll be one for me, will there?
Oh, of course, yeah. I was just going to mention that.
And I don't know which of you two's worst, and I'm surprised at you, Eddie Yates, getting somebody else to do your dirty work for you.
I'm just tender-hearted, Mrs. Sharples, that's all.
All right, well, I'll be round after tea.
Great.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Albert Tatlock, going around strangling other folks' chickens.
You never have a bit of chicken.
Of course I do.
Well, they've got to be killed before you can eat them.
Ah, but the ones I eat have not been killed specially for me. They'd have come to that end whether I had them or not.
Yeah, well, I'll leave you two to your little chat then. I'll see you later, Mr.
Right,
T.
I'll be round.
Right.
Thanks. Ta-ra. Hello, Annie. What can we do for you?
Well, actually, Alf, I wondered if I might have a word with you in private.
Of course you can. Come on through. I'll stick the kettle on, shall I?
No, thank you, love, no. I shan't be staying long. Just hope I haven't caught you at a busy moment.
Oh, nay, I'd rather be handing out bits of advice than packets of frozen peas. Sit you down.
Thank you. Alf, I'd like to think that old friends such as we are can speak to one another quite frankly.
Feel free.
Well, now, forgive me for mentioning this again, but you remember that little upset we had, the misunderstanding?
Yes, I think I know the one you mean.
Well, that little episode rather preyed on my mind. Not that a few words between friends is anything out of the ordinary.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's all over and done with, Annie.
And far be it from me to suggest that it isn't. But I believe you have had other little differences since.
Oh?
Well, last night, for instance.
What exactly are you trying to say, Annie?
Well, I've been wondering if you realise there might be a connection between those events and your accident. After all, you were unconscious for quite a time.
I see.
And I thought, just to be on the safe side,
That I ought to see a doctor.
just as a precaution.
Look, Annie, I'm not going to be treated as a medical case just because I speak my mind once in a while. Now, I don't want to fall out with you over this, so the best thing is just to leave it. I'm all right. But I am getting just a bit fed up of people treating me like bone china.
Yes, of course. But you see, it would put Rena's mind at rest if you saw a doctor.
Can I ask you a question, Annie?
Yes, of course.
Did Rena put you up to this?
Now, you ought to know me better than that, Alf Roberts. Nobody puts me up to anything. But I do know she's a little worried.
Yeah, well, some people are like that, aren't they? Listen, if Rena had no to worry about, she'd wonder about why not.
Then I cannot see the harm in you seeing a doctor and putting her mind at rest.
Because it'd be a waste of time, and it'd allow me to be the best judge of that, if you don't mind, Annie.
You will think about it, though, won't you?
Well, it seems to me there's a lot of people thinking about this without me joining them. Look, I appreciate your concern, but it's up to me whether I decide to see the doctor or not. And I certainly don't want it to be something that the entire street takes a vote on.
You know what tomorrow is, don't you? I say, you know what?
Of course we do. Don't keep going on about it.
I'm not going on about it.
What day is it tomorrow then, Stan?
It's my birthday, isn't it?
Oh, happy birthday.
Fat chance.
He's coming.
Oh, it's done then.
Right. There you are. The deed is done and there's no to it. Do you want me to come tomorrow at the same time?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, Mr. Tatlock.
Right, I'll be here. Ta-da.
Hey, Luke. It's little Hilda.
It can't be.
Of course it is. Look at that little face. It's Hilda, I tell you.
Look, don't you think they lose their personality when they've been necked?
Check it in kitchen.
Yeah, all right.
That's tomorrow's dinner, and that's all.
Here. Did you tell Albert Tatlock which one to do first?
No. What would I want to do that for?
Thank you, lovely. Oh, Mrs. Walker. Do you know, I wouldn't have believed that anyone could be so obstinate as Alf. Well, you've done your best. I don't think I've made it worse. What, Rooney? Oh, no. I mean, you never know. Alf might have taken more notice than you think. I can't help wondering if I've done the right thing.
Oh, let's have a drink. Oh, you are over here.
That's over there, mate.
Yeah? Right, what's everybody having?
I'll get him.
That's all right, you get the next one.
When you make your minds up, we'll have half a lager.
Right, Gail?
Well, the young madam.
No, it weren't like that. She just says she found it a bit cold, that's all.
Listen, she'll have him running round in circles if she has her way. I know her sort.
Yeah, so do I.
2 pints of bitter and 2 halves of lager, please.
Okay.
Hello? And nothing for your mum and dad?
Got to leave off. That's big enough as it is.
Hey, it back at motorbike's not good enough for Gail anymore, then.
What?
Been asking you to get something better, haven't you?
Hey, now, I didn't say that.
Well, what did you say then?
Well, I didn't say that. I just says that she seemed to fancy the idea of a car, that's all. Well, I mean to say you wouldn't.
I wouldn't, for one. And what Gail was saying weren't serious. I don't know what you've been going on about, Dad.
What Brian wants us to do anyway.
Great, it's better than a holiday at Blackpool anyway.
Yeah, it's the pneumonia that's a bit off-putting, isn't it?
Hey, you've just been hearing about your plans, you know, to go to North Wales.
Oh, aye. Well, it's something I've fancied for a long time.
On the back of your motorbike?
Yeah, touring like.
Oh. Only I thought Gail said something about you getting a car.
Did you say that?
Not exactly. Just that.
Just that what?
Just that you mentioned it. That's
Yeah, and I said I was keeping the bike.
Yeah, but.
So do you fancy North Wales or not?
Doesn't my opinion count then?
Not when we're talking about my bike.
You're very fond of that bike, aren't you, Brian?
You can say that again. He wouldn't notice whether I was on holiday with him or not.
Look, will you shut up about it?
Don't tell me to shut up.
Right.
What are you doing?
I'm getting away from your nagging.
Did I say something wrong?
Hey, how about this one? Northern Spain, where everywhere the romantic nature of the country is apparent, far away from the hotel-lined beaches of the Costa Brava. I think I prefer the sound of the hotel-lined beaches myself. What do you think?
I'm sorry, love, I was miles away.
Yeah, but not in northern Spain.
What?
Oh, never mind. Hey, do you fancy cruising? How about cruising?
I don't know what I fancy, Alf. I haven't given it much thought.
Oh, look, you're not still worried about me, eh? Look, we've talked about it and I've told you I'm not going to see no doctor.
Not even to suit me?
Not even to suit Annie Walker. Now, let's, for goodness sake, concentrate on finding a holiday, shall we?
But I think I'll have to get away.
Yeah, well, I know. That's what we're on about, isn't it?
No, I thought of going to stay with my mother.
You what?
Well, I can't stand this any longer. It's making me ill. So, if you won't go and see a doctor, I'm going to stay with my mother until you do.
Yeah, Chuck. Many happy returns.
Oh, Ta.
I didn't bother posting it. Well, there's not much point, is there, not when you're living in the same house?
No, save a stamp, eh? Oh, Ta, very nice.
What are you doing?
See, there's a present in it.
Inside a birthday. You can't get a present inside a birthday card.
Well, it might be a note.
Now, see here, Stanley Ogden. There's a well-known phrase or saying, it's the thought what counts, so don't start moaning.
I didn't say out.
No, you was hinting, though. And you can just give over, because there's many an husband round here who doesn't even get a card, let alone a present.
Morning, Mrs. O. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stanley. Happy birthday to you.
What do you want?
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? I come all the way over here to give him a singing birthday greeting, and that's what I get. What's the matter with him, Hilda?
He's sulking.
I'm not.
He's spoiled and ruined, that's what's up with him.
I'm not sulking. Why should I go round with a grin on my face just 'cause it's my birthday?
Yeah, I got your card. I didn't bother posting it because with me coming to the house, you know.
I know. Save a stamp like that.
Yeah. How old are you, Stan?
Just over 21.
He's 57.
Go on, tell the world.
Well, there's no wrong with being 57.
Well, not right about it, is it?
Oh, give over. 57's no age nowadays. Mind you, I didn't know you were that old.
I don't get it. It's supposed to be funny.
Well, it's very rude, that I do know.
I don't get it.
No, well, I'm not explaining it to you. And we're not standing it on the mantelpiece neither for everybody to have a look at. I'm surprised at you getting him somewhat rude like that.
Oh, give over. It's his birthday. Come on, Stan, cheer up. Show us your presents.
I didn't get any presents, did I?
You're having a special dinner tonight, that's your present. I'm doing him roast chicken with all the tarnishings.
Oh, great. I love roast chicken.
You're having none. That's my treat.
You can't eat old bird on your own, Stan.
Well, Hilda wants some.
Yes, Hilda wants some, thank you very much. It's Hilda what's cooking it.
Oh, fair dues. I bought the hens in the first place. I mean, legally they are mine.
And who's done all the feeding and cleaning up after them then?
Yeah, but you've had all the eggs. I mean, fair shares. That's all I'm asking.
All right, go on then. You can come for your dinner. Be like a party for you.
I don't want a party. Nobody takes notice of me, even on my birthday, do they?
I made a fresh pot of tea.
Oh, right.
You sound like quite a crowd out there. Was it the factory lasses?
Yes.
Would you like some fresh toast?
No, don't bother about me.
Oh, look, you're not still worried about me, are you? Look, I'm all right, really.
I'm not going to argue with you, Alf. Not this morning.
No, well, I don't want to argue either. I just want to get things right. I mean, we can't go on like this, can we? What the heck are we falling out about?
You don't seem to understand. I'm worried about you.
Look, I was right as rain. All I need is a good holiday. That's what we both need.
Do you know there's more to it than that? I'm sure you're not well.
Well, falling out with me isn't going to help me, is it?
No.
And now there's threatening to leave me.
I didn't threaten to leave you.
You told me you were going back to your mother.
Only to stay, not to leave
No,
you.
look, what I'm trying to say is this. If I am poorly, which I'm not, but if I am, well, going on at me is not going to help me, is it?
I'm just trying to get through to you, but you'll not listen.
I'm perfectly all right.
See, you're not listening now. Why won't you go to the doctor? That's all I'm asking.
Because there's no need. They told me at the hospital I was all right.
Yes, and that was weeks ago, and they don't have to live with you. I'm sorry, love, but I'm worried about you, and you don't seem to think that there's anything wrong, and it's making me ill. So if you won't go to the doctors, well, I'm going away.
How's your Brian, then?
Oh, you might well ask.
Oh, don't tell me you're still quarrelling with him.
It's not Gail that's quarrelling, it's him. You saw what he did to her last night.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. It was just a lover's tip.
It was a dead nasty trick. He just walked out of here and left her.
Oh, it was my fault, really, for nagging at him, going on at him to get rid of his motorbike.
If he had any sense, you wouldn't have to keep nagging him. Anyway, you've a right, you're his fiancée.
Not sure what I am now.
Oh, don't worry. You'll make it up with him.
It's not up to Gail to make it up, it's up to him.
I don't know, Susie.
Well, I do know. He walked out on you last night. It's up to him to apologise.
But I was going on at him.
Oh, don't go running after him.
I'm not going to. Just thought I might go round to his house, that's all.
Oh, I'm telling you, if you make the first move, he'll trample all over you. I'm warning you.
Oh, what difference does it make who makes the first move? If you ask me, she enjoys seeing you and crying at daggers drawn.
No, I don't. I just think the girl's got a right to keep her pride. I'd rather it was a boyfriend myself.
Penny for them, Mrs. Sharples.
Hey?
Well, you're obviously miles away.
Aye, I was just thinking about somebody who used to come in here and what happened to her here in the snug.
Mrs. Longhurst.
Aye, poor Martha.
What put you in mind of her?
Oh, I think about her many times, but the thing is, it's 15 years to the day.
It's not, is it? 15 years since she died.
To the very day.
No, it seems like yesterday. Mrs. Tanner, did you realise it's 15 years since poor Martha Longhurst died?
15 years, eh? Makes you what you've done with your life, doesn't it? Hey, you two want any dinner? It'll be on the table in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe I heard him wrong.
Going up to the cemetery this afternoon and take a few flowers. Are you coming with me?
No. What do you need me for?
It's not me that needs you. In the first place, she was a neighbour of yours, yes, and a friend. And in the second place, you're not doing anything particular to my certain knowledge.
Well, I'm not fond of cemeteries.
Well, who is? It's like hospitals. People don't like them, but they go visit. It's just the same.
Well, I'm going up to my allotment. And besides, there's not anybody can do for Martha now.
There is, if you're a friend. You can spare her a thought. That's something that never changes.
Pint of bitter, please, love.
Right, Al. How's Al today?
Oh, fair to Middleton.
Good.
You know. No, tell you the truth, I feel fine. In the pink.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, don't you start. I've enough trouble with, Reenie, making out I'm poorly. I keep saying to her, if people go on like that, you know, you start to feel poorly.
Have you thought how really feels?
Yeah, I know she is only worrying for my own sake, but she's going too far. Between you and me, Betty, she's threatened to go home to her mother if I don't go to the doctor's.
Has she now?
Well, that's going too far, isn't it?
Well, perhaps it is, I don't know. It just proves how worried she is, and don't you say that there's no point. Now, come on, let's face it, Al. You've not been yourself for this last couple of weeks. In fact, you've been downright bad-tempered now. It's not like you.
Oh, give over. I've been a bit tetchy.
Well, whatever you call it. And another thing, your Reenie's not looked very well. I mean, she's that bothered about you, it's making her ill.
I know. What can I do?
Well, do as she says. I mean, go and see a doctor.
Talk about trade unions. Women have them licked every time.
It's no skin off your nose, and it won't do any harm, and it'll make your Reenie feel easier. You want to have this drink on me?
Why not, love?
Go on.
Cheers.
Go.
Smells very good, that, Hilda. Smells like it might be near ready.
Who's cooking it, you or me?
I just said it smells good. We are having stuffing, aren't we?
Of course we are.
Only it's not the same without it, you know. You don't think it might need basting? You're all right, you stay there, I'll
Look,
go and
leave it alone. It don't need any attention from you.
You're a marvellous cook, you know that, Hilda. Always said the same. We're having gravy, aren't we? Only it's not a proper dinner without gravy. And roast potatoes.
Look, I'm sick of you mothering. If there's any more of it, you'll not be having any dinner, Addy. It's not in this house.
Only discussing it. I mean, that's the part of Gracie's living, isn't it? Discussing good food beforehand. Furthermore, it gets the old juices going. And helps you wake up an appetite.
Yours needs working down, not working up. You're as fat as a pig.
Oh, that's typical of the North, that, isn't it? The art of conversation's dead rudimentary. You're very quiet, aren't you, Stan?
Trying to find my drawers, aren't I?
Waste of flipping time, that is.
You can laugh, I'll win the jackpot one day.
Pigs might fly.
Now then, Mrs. O, you can't win the race unless you enter it.
I'll tell you something very distressing about getting to 57. Or, strictly speaking, 56.
What's that then, Stan?
You can't use your age on the coupon, you see. They only go up to 55 and then they finish.
Oh, that's dead sad, that.
And when you get in the 50s, you get in the Scottish teams, you know, Arbroath, Kilmarnock, that lot. Then, out.
Do you know, that's really sad, that.
Cheers.
Oh, give over wedging, you great soft lump. And don't give me that thunderstruck, Luke, like a tomcat what's just been seen to.
I don't think I should be spoken to like that. Not on the day of my birth.
Thanks, love.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
all dressed up. Where are you off to?
Well, I got fed up with all the nagging, so I'm off out. I'm going to see Doctor like you wanted.
Oh, love, I am glad.
Hey, buck up. It was talking about your mother that did it. I thought, hey up, Alf, there's no fight to get, lad.
You have to make an appointment, you know. You can't just trot along.
I've done
these
it, it's
days.
all fixed.
Oh, just give me 2 minutes, will you?
What for?
I have to get ready.
Oh, no, you don't need to come with me. Anyway, I was going to lock her up to the shop.
Blow shop. It's your health I'm bothered about.
Well, I'll go on my own, love. I'd rather, anyway. I'm quite capable, you know, of making my way to the doctor's under my own steam.
All right, love, if that's what you want.
See you later.
Good luck, love.
If you take these tablets, 1 3 times a day, and come back and see me next week.
Oh, thank you very much, Doctor.
Right.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Oh, hello, Consul Roberts. Come and sit down. Lovely weather we're having, isn't it? I think we should all be at the seaside somewhere.
Ah, it's beautiful.
Now, what's the problem?
Well, to be quite frank, Doctor, I don't really think there is one. I mean, if it was left to me, I wouldn't be here wasting your valuable time, but the wife wanted me to come.
I see. You haven't gone back to work yet, have you? You're still at home.
Yeah, that's right. I thought we might go away next week, and then I'll go back to work the following week. I mean, I'm ready to go back now.
Doesn't do to rush it, though.
Yeah, I don't like doing nothing, though. I'm as right as rain now, you know.
So, what's worrying Mrs. Roberts?
Well, I don't... I think, well, I think she's got the idea that, well, there was some damage done when I had my accident.
What makes her think that?
Well, nothing really. She's just got it into her head, you know. And, well, she worries. Well, some wives do, don't they?
You're some wives.
Yeah. Actually, we have had words about it, you know. I mean, she watches me like a hawk. And just because I was a bit sharp with somebody, not her, one of the neighbours, she's got it into her head there's something wrong.
Mm-hmm. Because you lost your temper?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I've been in a bit of a short tether, I'll admit that. But she said I'm not myself. It's all rubbish.
Well, we'd better set her mind to rest.
Yeah, well, like I say, I wouldn't be here wasting your time if it was up to me, but she wanted me to come.
You did quite right to come and see me. That's what I'm here for. Now, if you'd like to take your jacket off.
Dinner is served.
1 down, 5 to go.
You what?
Best of our ends, innit? 5 more to go.
That was the best, that was. I like that one.
They are, Stan. Do your stuff.
Why me?
Well, because you should. Head of the household does the carving.
That means you should do it, Mrs. O.
I'm talking to the engineer, not the oil rag.
Sorry I spoke.
I can't knock her up. I was fond of her. She was fond of me.
Oh, don't talk so daft. You've carved up many a roast chicken.
Ah, but not one of my own. Eddie'll have to do it.
Me? I'm not doing it.
Oh, you're a sorry pair, you two. Now, see, you was moaning you never got no present. Well, there's your present. Well, aren't you going to say thank you?
Ta.
Oh, come on, get it open. We'll all have a drink, cheer ourselves up. It's like a funeral in here.
All right. You can get dressed again.
I suppose I'm overweight.
It wouldn't do you any harm to lose a few pounds, but your blood pressure is all right.
Oh, good. Well, same as I say, it wasn't me that was worried. It was Renee.
Yes. And the main reason is because you've been, what should we say, sharp-tempered?
Well, I suppose we all get a bit irritable as we get older.
You say it felt irritable?
Yeah, on occasion. I mean, I've had my reason, you know. I'd rather put it this way, Doctor. I don't see why I should keep my mouth shut when somebody says something stupid or offensive. Maybe at one time, yes, but not anymore.
Of course, you went through quite an ordeal. The accident and then the hospital. You've no worries, have you? I mean, apart from this. No financial worries, for instance.
Oh, no, definitely. We're all right in that respect.
Well, I really don't think you've any need to concern yourself unduly. Or your wife. But I'd like another doctor to have a look at you. He's a very good chap, a specialist in his own line. I'll fix you up with an appointment. It certainly won't do any harm for you to see him.
She used to come running up to me.
Oh, they all come running up to you.
That was because they trusted us. Now we're going to eat them.
Ah, she trusted us. Now look at her.
Well, don't keep blaming me. I feel rotten about it as well. Be stone cold in a minute.
I'm not having any. I'd sooner starve first.
Here, here. Feel like eating a friend. I mean, we're not cannibals.
Look, I'm upset and all, you know.
Well, you put her in the oven.
Oh, well, she were dead then, weren't she? And it wasn't me what killed her.
You as good as. You said we had to get rid of them hens.
That's right.
Well, it's your fault for bringing them here in the first place. All right, I know I said they had to go, but... Well, you could have taken them somewhere else, couldn't you?
Where? Just tell me where.
She used to come running up to me.
Oh, see, if you say that just once more...
Only me. Well, I've just called to see if you're ready for me.
Ready? What for?
To ring all the chickens, eh? And don't forget, one of them's mine.
We're not having any more of that, thank you very much.
We've changed our minds. There's been enough slaughter.
All right, please yourself, but don't forget, I want a chicken, my fee for the job.
You can take that one.
Oh, what's up with it?
Nothing. Ready cooked for you now. Well, go on, take it before we change us minds.
Right.
Them other hens have still got to go, mind. We'll have to find a good home for them.
You leave it to me.
Right. What's for dinner? I'm starving.
Hello, love. Come in. Brian, you've got a visitor.
No, I just brought these cakes round. We had them left over at the shop. I thought you might like them.
Well, that's very kind of you. Thanks very much, love. Well, I think I'll go and get my head down. I've 40 winks. When you're on the late shift, you feel the benefit of an hour's nap. I'll see you, love.
I'm sorry about last night. No, I'm sorry about last night, honest. I was going to come round your house tonight and tell you.
It was my fault for going on at you.
No, it was me. Mind you, we're grinding on a bit.
Yeah, I know I do sometimes. So do you, though.
Me? Never.
You should hear yourself when you go on about motorbikes.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Anyway, I didn't mean to start nagging. You know when you were going on about us going on holiday to North Wales and that, it sounded really smashing.
You fancy it then?
Yeah, it sounded great. I was only thinking that you know it can chuck it down on top of them mountains, and I was just thinking it'd be nicer to be driving around with a roof. Doing it again, aren't I?
Come here.
Well, last December we were thinking about Mallorca. You know, I had it here at Tenerife, but we never got round to booking. And then what in New Year, what we're moving and
Well, no,
everything.
you can't think, can you, when you're moving?
Well, that's just it, you see. So last night I said to Bert, I said, what we're going to do about his holidays this year? I said, oh, hello, Al. I said, and I tell you what, kid, he don't care. He leaves everything to me.
Have you got it all there?
Yes, just these, love. I paid, haven't I?
Yes, you've given me the right money.
So I said to Bert, I said, look, I said, too late for abroad this year. I said, we'll settle for good old England. And I don't mind where, as long as it's not Colwyn Bay.
Well, Colwyn Bay's Wales, anyway.
Well, I know I'm in Britain, don't I? Hey, it's now like Colwyn Bay. But unlucky for me. I lost my handbag there once, you know. Bert's fault. I said to him, keep your eye on that. I said,
for work, Ivy.
hey, all right. Oh, look at time. That's we're talking. Ta-ra, love.
Ta-da. What did he say, love?
Well, it was a lady doctor for a start, so naturally she asked me a lot of questions.
Yes, I know, but she must have said something. I mean, I want to know all about it.
Yeah, well, she told me my blood pressure was all right, and I was a bit overweight. Well, I could have told her that.
Well, is that all?
No, she wants me to see a specialist, Dr. Gillespie.
What for?
Well, just to make sure everything's all right. I mean, it's a waste of time, but as long as it makes you happy, I don't mind.
Did you find him a good home?
I did. And I got £3 for them. Not bad, eh?
Not bad at all.
Oh, you've done very well. Well, come on, then.
What?
Share it out.
I bought them hens.
And I fed them.
They were on my land. Come on, quid apiece.
Go on, then.
Who'd you sell them to?
Harry Parsons. Mind you, we took a lot of persuading.
Harry Parsons? Not Harry Parsons, the butcher.
Yeah, well, I believe he is a butcher by profession, now that you mention it.
Who sold them hens to a butcher?
Look, he wanted them. I didn't ask him what he wanted them for. For all I know, he wants them for his back garden. I mean, buyers for hens are hard enough to find without asking a lot of silly questions. Look, that is just normal commercial business practice.
You're rotten, you. Rotten through and through. Right, that's it, then. I've finished with the pair of you.
What have I done?
He's your mate, and you can get your own flipping tea.
Hey, what do you want on these sandwiches for tonight, love?
Well, I don't mind, love. I'll leave it to you. As long as it's not cheese.
Well, you used to like cheese.
Well, I still do, but not in a butty in the middle of a night. Know what I mean? They go dry.
Well, you'll have to put some oil in them then, won't you? Let's face it, you get oil and everything else.
Very funny.
Hi, Mum.
Hello, love. Hey, your tea will not be long.
Well, I finally decided to do it. I'm selling the bike.
Straight up? You're not having us on?
Nope, I've as good as sold it. You know, I'm next door to the garage. He's having it. Hey, got a good price, too.
Well, you've seen some sense at long last. I'm very pleased.
Yeah, I thought you would be.
Do you know, I've been worrying myself sick about you on back of that bike. The dangerous things. Hey, and come to think of it, I'll be glad to get shut of it out of our backyard as well.
What are you going to do with the money?
Well, I thought I'd buy a car.
You can't afford a car?
Yes, I can. I can manage an old banger. I'll get one from the garage. We get them in all the time.
Aha, I'd caught you come round to her way of thinking in the finish.
Who?
She doesn't know yet.
Who?
Gail. She never liked the bike.
Oh. Oh, I see. This is all for Gail, is it? She talked you into this, did she?
Well, she's always fancied something with the roof on.
Oh, so she cracks whip and then you just jumped, dear?
Well, so were you. You were on about him to get shut of it yourself 2 minutes ago.
How many years have I been going on at him about that bike and he doesn't take one blind bit of notice? But Gail gives him his orders and he just jumps like that.
Look, will you just give over? It's what you want, innit? What do you expect the lad to do? Take no notice of her.
Don't you tell him to take no notice of me. I'm his mother.
Oh, look, why the hell does it have to start a row?
Because your mother's just jealous, that's why.
Half an hour I stood outside the cemetery gates waiting for a bus back.
Did Mrs. Tetlock come with you in the finish?
Did he? 'Cause like, nobody else turned up neither. Mine were the only flowers she got. Poor Martha.
It is 15 years, you know, Mrs. Sharples. People forget.
I don't. But, you know, I always remember her as a little girl, about 10 years old, in the playground at school. It's funny, isn't it? But that's how I always remember her.
You know, somebody was asking me the other day about Ron Mather. Did you ever hear from him? Yes, as a matter of fact, I got a letter from Ron this morning. Oh, all right, so does it? Yeah, now and again, yeah. Oh, give him my regards. You know, that is if you're answering him. Yeah, of course I do. You don't think I scrumple the letters up and throw them on a fire back, do you? How's he doing down in Torquay? Well, he seems to have settled in very well, as a matter of fact. Seems to like the job. According to him, he's on the beach every half hour.
I bet some cold Monday mornings you wish you had to turn him down, don't you?
Well, the thought has actually passed through my mind, but it hasn't actually stopped and lodged there.
Do as you're told. I feel like treating you for being a good boy and going to the doctor. Get this table over here. I don't want to celebrate. Good evening, Mrs. Walker. Half a lager and a pint of bitter, please.
Yes, of course, dear. How's Alf today?
Oh, he's fine, thanks, according to him. And to the doctor, I managed to get him to go at finish.
Oh, that's good. What did she say?
Well, she said he was okay. But she wants him to see a specialist, a Dr. Gillespie.
Oh, I've heard about him. He's very good, apparently. They say he's one of the top psychiatrists in the north.
Psychiatrists?
Well, yes, dear, didn't I mention it?
I don't think he knows. In fact, I'm sure he doesn't.
See you, love.
All right, love.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
See you, Mum.
Hey, will you be careful?
It's safer on 4 wheels than it is on 2, you know.
That's not what you told me when you bought that bike.
Oh, look, Mum.
I thought you were late.
See ya.
Brian.
What?
Don't go doing out daft, on impulse like. Not without thinking about it first.
I have thought about it.
Well, you know how your mum feels.
I know she doesn't want me to have a car, Dad. Well, that's her problem, isn't it?
Brian.
It's not the car she's against, Dad. You know that. It's because Gail wanted me to get it.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's got something to do with it.
It's got everything to do with it. Look, it was different when it was her idea, wasn't it?
Look, all right, I'm on your side, honest. It's just... Well, you know what she's like. And we have got to live with her, haven't we?
Don't go telling me to give it time, Dad, and she'll come round. Because it's not on.
Well, it might be worth a try.
Like it was with the engagement.
Well, you're still engaged, aren't you?
Yeah, but it's no thanks to her, though, is it?
Well, think about it, all right?
I have. And my mind's made up. I'll see you.
Are you sure you won't have another cup, love? There's plenty in pot.
Positive, love. It'll be coming out of my ears.
I'll not be a minute.
Oh, there's all right. There's no rush. As long as I can get out for a few minutes during the morning.
Where to?
Travel agents.
Oh,
Well, now we made our minds up. We might as well get booked up.
look.
You do still want to go to Spain, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do. There's no wrong with Spain. It's just that... Well, do you not think we should just hang on a bit?
Hang on. What for?
Well, until you've seen this specialist fella.
Yeah, it might be weeks before I get an appointment. Look, if we don't get booked up now, we're not going to get off. I mean, we've left it long enough.
Well, supposing we book and we can't go.
Don't be so daft. Of course we can go. If they give me an appointment for while I'm away, they'll just have to make another, won't they? Look, it's not as if it's a matter of life and death. There's no wrong with me. Dr. Patel says so. It's just a matter of getting a second opinion. I'll open up. Now, take your time, love, and stop worrying about me. I never felt better in my life. All right, Mrs. Downs.
Ah, 2 for the price of 1. It must be my lucky day.
That depends what you're after.
Well, a bit of moral support, actually.
As long as it doesn't cost anything.
I didn't say that.
Oh, I knew it. Well, if it's money you're after, you can forget it. I'm skint till payday. She's the one to see.
You must be joking.
Looks like you come to the wrong place.
No, I don't think so. No. I was hoping you might be able to get rid of a few of these for me.
Disco?
Yeah, that's right.
But that's for the youth club.
Well, the proceeds are, but anyone can come, and the more the merrier.
Go on then, give us a couple.
Well, actually, I was hoping that you might get rid of a few more. You know, ask around at the cafe, your friends, that sort of thing.
Give us half a dozen then, but I'm not promising.
Right, thanks so much. Susie?
Well, I don't think I know anybody want to go to a thing like that.
Yeah, you do. You can ask down the job centre for a start.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you half a dozen, see how you go on.
Oh, go on as it's you.
Right, thanks very much.
Oh, hello, Ken. You're an early bird.
It's just caught 2 worms.
3? She's not getting away with it.
She's not getting away with what?
Well, it's the disco. I'm trying to get rid of these tickets.
Oh, lovely, give over. My disco dancing days were over before they started, thank goodness.
Well, actually, I was thinking about you, Elsie.
Oh, were you? Isn't it nice to think that somebody thinks his life in the old dog yet, thank goodness?
Yeah, I was trying to think of a way to infiltrate the factory.
Oh, he knows how to flatter a girl, doesn't he? Well, go on, what do you want?
Well, look, if you just take a few of these over there and see if you could sell them for me.
Go on, I'll see what I can do for you.
What a smooth operator. He's been here 5 minutes and he's already got us selling tickets at Dawson's Job Centre and the factory.
Not to mention his Uncle Albert at the over 60s.
Here, don't go putting ideas into his head.
Look, if I don't get going, you can forget Dawson's and put me down for the job centre.
Thanks, girl.
Yeah, don't thank me yet. I am so...
Oh, and if you don't sell them, don't worry about it. You can always buy them yourselves, couldn't you?
Oh,
Bye.
cheeky beggar!
Weatherfield 7217. Yes, Mrs. Roberts. Mr. Roberts, yes. There's nothing wrong, is there? Oh, a cancellation. Well, just a minute, I'll get him for you. Alf! Alf! Alf, it's for you.
Oh.
It's hospital.
What do they want?
Well, it's something to do with this specialist, a cancellation.
Hello? Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, this afternoon. At 2:30. Yes, I can manage that, yeah. Yes, that's fine. Thank you very much. Right, bye.
This afternoon?
Aye, 2:30. I thought I'd be waiting weeks.
Well, you could have.
Hey, as good as that. Means it won't be hanging over us while we're away. Is the immersion heater on, love?
What's the immersion heater got to do with it?
Well, I always like to have a hot bath before I go see a doctor. You never know what they might want to look at.
No, you don't.
Right, back to the jam butty mine.
Oh, come on, Bert. How the heck can he afford a car?
Gonna be able to buy something, won't he? I mean, to say that bike will be worth a bob or two.
Buy something, yes, but what's he going to run it on? Fresh air? I wish you would have a word with him, love.
Well, it's his money, you know what I mean? If he wants to buy a car, it's up to him, innit?
Well, why is it always me that has to go out wrong side of him?
Because you won't leave him alone to lead his own life, that's why. He's a big lad now, you know.
But he doesn't want a flipping car, does he? I mean, look how he went on at me when I suggested it. He loves that motorbike. Oh, no. It's her that wants a car, that Gail. And he's too besotted to see who's going to end up out shelling out to pay for it.
Same again, is it? No, you can get her another one, Fred. I'm off, know what I mean? I've told you before, mate, some of us have to work for a living.
You don't know how to tell me that, mate.
You what? You don't call that work.
You did say you wanted this pouring over your head, didn't you?
Hey, you see? That's nice, isn't it? He's nasty when he's had a drink, you know.
Thanks for asking. I will have one, very much.
There you are. See what I mean? See you, love.
Yeah.
Cheers, Fred.
Ta-ra, pal.
Yeah, but what do you want it up in here for? It's for the youth club. I mean, they don't come in here.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't bet on that.
Well, they shouldn't. Let's say that.
Anyway, it's not for the youth. Well, I mean, it is, in a manner of speaking, to
Yeah.
raise funds, but we're trying to attract as many people as possible. So, I mean, if you haven't got anything fixed up for yourself, you know...
I'll think of so much. Look, I don't want my eardrums blasting into the next street, thank you very much. Oh, go on then. I'll see to it later.
Oh, thanks, Betty. How about you, Fred? Would you like to buy a ticket?
Right.
You would?
I wouldn't, mate. It's not my style, that.
What is your style?
Well, not cavorting now with a load of kids, that is for sure.
Not just kids who go to discos, you know, Fred.
Take your word for it.
Actually, I was hoping to ask another favour of you.
What was that?
Well, I wondered if I left a few tickets with you, and then if anybody showed an interest in it, you could fix them up at the same time.
Grab the money before they've chance to change their minds, is that what you mean?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Oh, come on. I think I can manage
thanks,
that.
Betty. That's really good.
He's the fella you want.
Ah, here we are. Disco.
Oh, where?
A community centre.
Oh.
How about it, Mavis?
Oh, I don't think so.
Licensed bar, refreshments?
Oh, well, that's more in my line.
Licensed bar?
No, refreshments. I wouldn't mind doing that if you're looking for somebody.
Oh, that's very good of you, Mavis. It's Mrs. Sharple's department, actually, but I'm sure she'll be glad of the help.
Oh, she's only to ask.
Oh, well, I'll tell her.
Go on, you twisted me arm.
Anyone?
No, give us a couple. I'm not going on my own.
Anyone we know?
I doubt it. I haven't even seen them myself yet, so if you've got any ideas, let us know, eh?
Right. Well,
Hey, Fred, I'm just nipping out for a minute, love it. The milkman missed me this morning, so if I don't go, I shan't get any.
That's all right. Are you going to corner shop?
Yeah, do you want something?
Yeah, get us something for me dinner, will you?
Oh, I thought you were having a pie.
I was. I've just flogged the last one.
Oh, come here, love.
Ta-ra.
Hello, lovely.
Hey, up. Drinking on your own, then. It's a bad sign, is that?
No, I was with your dad. He's just come back to work.
I believe you. Thousands wouldn't.
If you're looking for Gail, you'll be unlucky.
Gosh, you not been in?
Not while I've been in.
Typical, that, innit? He's me bursting to tell her something she's nowhere to be found.
Oh, aye? Secret, is it?
Gone and done it, haven't I?
Doing what?
Sold me bike.
What? Sold it already?
Right. Now you won't be woke up by it in the early hours anymore.
But you can't have sold it. You went to work on it this morning.
Yeah, no. A mate at work's having it. He knows a good thing when he sees it, and it'll be cash and all.
I see.
It'll be for the best, ma'am. You've always said you weren't happy when I was out on it. A car'll be much better.
Oh, aye? Who for? You were quite happy with your bike, weren't you, till you met her?
It's my bike, ma'am, and it's up to me what I do with it.
If you believe that, Brian, you believe anything.
You sure you're all right for a couple of minutes?
Oh, yes, Fred'll manage. He's a big lad now. What is it?
Well, it's about Alf.
Nothing the matter, is it?
Oh, no, nothing like that. It's just that I'm in a bit of a spot.
Oh.
Well, the hospital phoned this morning and about a cancellation, you know, for this specialist fella. And, well, he's going this afternoon, now.
Hey, that's quick, isn't it?
Yes, I know, but trouble is, well, he doesn't know what sort of a specialist Dr. Gillespie is.
Ah, like a psychiatrist, you mean?
Yeah, and I don't know what to do for it best. Whether to tell him or leave well alone.
Well, it'll come as heck of a shock if you don't tell him, love.
No, but if I do, he might not go.
Listen, that's the chance you've just got to take. I mean, if he's going to get so shocked when you tell him, how do you think he's going to feel when he finds out that you knew about it and you didn't tell him?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I mean, they're all the same, these specialists, and they do an awful lot of work, you know.
Oh, I know. Many's the time I jump at a chance to see a fella like that. But will Alf see it that way?
Well, that's something you won't know till you tell him, love. And if he's going this afternoon, you better look sharp.
You think I should tell him then before he goes?
I don't think you've got much choice.
Dinner yet?
You're not the only one, Gail.
It's 1:30.
I did tell you to go before we got busy.
Does that mean I can't have one?
Well, not until things ease off a bit. You must admit, you don't do too badly for time off at lunchtimes.
Too late now, anyway.
Well, I'm sorry, Gail, but you were perfectly aware of the hours when you came to work here, and you can hardly accuse me of being unreasonable.
No, I suppose not.
Hold the fort for a minute, will you? I want to slip into the back for a word with Mrs. Bolton.
Oh, thanks, Mum. That's right. Hello, Ivy.
That bread fresh, is it?
Yeah, of course it is, every morning.
Give us a small loaf, then.
Been in the Rovers, have you?
I have.
Was Brian there?
As if you didn't know. Let him to do his dirty work on his own, have you?
Pardon?
Oh, don't come the little Miss Innocent with me. He's just told me.
Told you what? What are you on about?
Told me what, after all arm twisting you've been doing?
Ivy, I don't know what I'm supposed to have done, but would you mind keeping your voice down?
He sold his bike.
Brian has.
To some mate at work. Oh, I thought you'd be chuffed about that. Well, I only hope you're as quick at chucking your fourpence with him when it comes to forking out to put a car on the road.
The difference between you and me, Ivy, is I happen to think Brian's old enough to make up his own mind.
And I happen to think he ought to be allowed to.
Ooh, I'll swing for her one day, I swear it.
That really wasn't good enough, you know, Gail. We do have the customers to think about.
I'm sorry, Emily, but she started it.
Well, what was it all about, anyway?
She came to tell me Brian sold his bike and he's getting a car.
Well, if that was all, she's got a very funny way of doing it.
She's got a very funny way of doing most things.
Right, how do I look?
Smart as a new coat of paint.
Right, then.
Alf, this doctor you're going to see...
Dr. Gillespie?
That's right. Well, do you know anything about him?
No, he's a specialist, though. Why?
Well, it's just that...
Just what?
Well, I mentioned his name to Mrs. Walker, and she seems to have heard of him.
What about him?
Oh, he's very good. He's the best in his field, but... Well, I think you ought to know he's a psychiatrist. He's only a specialist, love, just like all the others.
Well, does she think I'm going on the twist, then, Dr. Patel? Going doolally?
Of course she doesn't, love. Hundreds of people go and see psychiatrists these days. It's only just another doctor trying to help you. Only he specialises in the mind.
Well, I don't need to see a psychiatrist.
Well, it's just something else they're trying to eliminate, love, like all the other tests.
Look, there's no wrong with me, not like that, there isn't.
Well, they just want to make sure. Folk pay a lot of money, you know, for seeing people like him.
Ah, what kind of folk?
All sorts of folk, love. Oh, go. In another couple of hours, it'll all be over with. And you've got to trust them, you know. They've done so much for you.
Well, if it'll stop you nattering, I'll go. But just let him make out there's out up with me, that's all.
He won't, love, he won't. Now, come on, love, you better be going or she'll be late.
Ah, right.
Ta-da, love. I'll see you later.
Oh, there you are. What's the use of the ratepayers fixing you up with a nice warm little office if you never use it?
Are you looking for me?
No, I often spend my afternoons wandering aimlessly round community centres. Oh, don't put it away. Let's have a shufty.
John Travolta.
Oh, thanks. Even I know that. Do you know, I don't know what the kids seeing in myself.
Yeah, well, that makes two of us. You know, I'm beginning to understand what they mean by the generation gap.
Do you mind? There might be a generation gap in your case, but there certainly isn't in mine. Listen, if it's not a daft question, what are you going to do with him?
Well, I'm going to stick him on the wall, along with about a dozen others.
Oh, why not? What's he in aid of, anyway?
It's a disco. We're trying to raise some money for the youth club.
Oh, well, if it works, you can have one for me.
All right, what can I do for you?
Have you got many classes going at this time of year?
Yes, one or two. Why? What, evenings or afternoons?
Well, evenings preferably.
Yeah, we haven't got as many going now as we had in the winter. What sort of thing were you thinking about?
Well, I don't know, really. That's why I wanted to see you. I mean, it's just anything to get me away from the front of the telly. Don't get me wrong, Emily's smashing, but there is a limit to the conversations we can have.
Yeah.
And with an inbuilt babysitting service like that, here I am, footloose and fancy-free. So, what can you do for me, kind sir?
Well, did you want an answer now?
By heck, that's not what most of the fellas I know would have said. No, when can you let us know something?
Well, I can dig something up for you this afternoon.
No, well, I shouldn't think a couple of hours will alter the course of my life.
All right, I'll drop it in for you later then.
Ta. And, good luck with John Travolta.
Hello, Mavis. You're not setting up in opposition, are you?
No, we've quite enough to do, thanks very much. Emily, is your water a funny colour?
Water?
Oh, I don't think so. Why?
Well,
Ours is. It's been a bit on the brown side ever since this morning.
they did have the road up at the end of Jubilee Terrace this morning. Perhaps it's something to do with that, but ours is all right.
Well, would you mind filling this kettle for us? We're gasping for a drink.
Well, of course. You should have come before.
Well, I kept expecting it would go all right again, you know.
I won't be a minute.
All right, thank you very much.
Hello? What are you doing here at this time?
Oh, I had to pick a few spares up. So, soon as I were passing the door, give or take half a mile. Hey, where were you at dinner?
Oh, I couldn't get off.
Ah, pity. I had something to tell you.
Let me guess. You've sold your bike and you're getting a car.
How do you know?
I'll tell you something else. You've sold it to a mate at work.
Me mum, it's gotta be. She's the only one that knew.
Right.
And she come and told you?
Oh, she made a special trip. She was so excited she couldn't wait. And whose fault it was, and how I talked you into buying something you couldn't really afford. She thinks I've got you hypnotised.
She could be right.
She reckons it would never have crossed your mind if I hadn't put the evil thought there in the first place.
There you are, then. What chance have I got?
Now can you see what I have to put up with? I think it's nice there's still a bit of romance left in the world.
That's not what Ivy Tilsley was calling it at dinner time.
Oh, I'll be a second.
All right, love, sorry, mate.
Hello, love. You've not been long.
Well, I went straight in. Hey, any chance of squeezing another cup of tea?
Yes, of course there is. How did you get on?
Oh, all right. You were right. There were not to worry about. He was a very pleasant chap. Mind you, I suppose they have to be in that sort of job.
What did he say?
Not a lot. I did all the talking. That's what it was about, mainly.
Talking?
I had me bath for note.
What did he talk about?
Oh, all sorts of things. You know, you, me, us, that sort of thing. He wanted to find out if there's aught bothering me.
What sort of thing?
Well, I don't know. He didn't say. He asked a lot of questions, though. Not just about me.
Like what?
Well, about everything, you know. Well, our relationship and the shop and whether there was any financial worries, you know, all that sort of thing. You're right, though. It's done me the world of good talking to somebody.
Well, was there something? You know, something bothering you that you couldn't talk to me about?
No, of course there wasn't. It's just with him asking me all about my life and me sort of laying it bare like. It's made me, as well as him, realise what sort of a chap I am.
What sort's that?
A very lucky one. There must be thousands of blokes who give the right arm for my problems. You're right, you know. It's fellas like that. Someone you've never met before that can make you see what's under your nose all the time.
So they found nothing wrong?
Aye. He's writing Dr. Patel. He wants me to see the neurologist again.
But I thought you finished with all that. I mean, all those tests.
It's
they
only to
cleared
make
you.
dead sure, love. Anyway, never mind all that. What about this tea? Hospitals always give me a rotten taste in my mouth.
And who's getting the tea at home? That's what I'd like to know.
Well, it's a good job I'm not, isn't it? I mean, will you study us up? It'd be burnt to a crisp. Listen, lady, I've been on my feet since 8:30 this morning. I'm entitled to a drink. Now, what's your excuse?
I don't need one. I'm just standing here hoping some nice, kindly soul will come in and say those 3 immortal words. What are you having?
Betty, a gin and tonic and half a lager for Lady Muck here.
Oh, just the lady I'm looking for.
No, I've not sold those tickets if that's what you want.
No, it isn't that, but actually it is about the disco.
Look, I've told you my disco days are over.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you if you'd give a hand with the refreshments.
Oh, aye. How much of that?
Well, virtually take charge, actually. But Mavis has offered to help, so you won't be on your own.
It's nice to know I still have my uses.
Oh, you do. Actually, be helping him out of a spot because Mrs. Sharples was going to do it, but she's going to be away for the day. She's going to St. Anne's on Friday.
Would you believe it? I'm even second choice in the catering.
Yeah, but you'll do it.
Well, unless some oil sheik comes and carries me off to Arabia, yeah, I'll do it.
Thanks, Elsie.
Oh.
Got some money for you.
Oh, yeah, what for? Tickets. You've sold some?
Well, 4.
Yeah, oh, well, I better take it then. Save getting the guard dogs in, won't it?
To start.
Okay.
I'm off, kids. See you later.
Yeah, see you at home, love. They let you out of school early, didn't they?
Oh, that's because I was a good boy.
I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to him.
Oh, you must be joking. I've got to go back.
How come there's fellas like you doing the work of 2 and I can't get a job?
He isn't. It just takes twice as long as everybody else.
When you've done, I take it you want serving.
Yeah, 2 hours, please, love. Gail?
Lager and lime. I'm all right, thank you.
I can see that, but would you like a drink?
Well, if you twisted me arm, same again.
Last of the big spenders.
Don't worry, it is my final fling.
Why, you going into a monastery or something?
Something like that. I'm buying a car.
A car, you?
Yeah, why not?
Well, what happened to the bike all of a sudden? I thought you were stuck with that for life.
Shows how much you know, doesn't it? I've got sure of it.
Oh, that was quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, mate, it works, haven't it? And if you know anybody who wants any gear, you just might let me know.
Aye, I will, but if I hear anybody.
Yeah, that'll be something in his favour for a start. I won't have to get dressed up like a spaceman every time I go out.
And you can take your friends out.
And you know what you can do, don't you?
You know you'll never have your hand out your pocket, you know.
Get on. Not cost us that much.
You what? You'll never have 2 halfpennies to rub together, not if you want to keep it on the road.
Of course I will. I'm in trade, aren't I?
He can do the jobs on it himself.
Aye, like tax, insurance, petrol.
Hello.
Hello, quite a stranger in here at this time, isn't it?
I know, it's an unexpected treat. Tracy's gone to a birthday party, so I thought I'd make the most of it.
Ah.
Can I have half a lager and lime,
You
please,
can, love it.
Oh, is that the thing you were telling me about this afternoon?
That's right. Yeah. Have you got a ticket, have you?
Now, what do I want a ticket for? I haven't been to out like that in years.
Well, it's about time you got one then, isn't it?
He's a trier, I'll say that for him.
Well, he's right, you know. I mean, you said yourself this afternoon you're looking for someone to get you out of the house.
All right, I'll think about it. How will that do?
Hey, don't think about it too long. As soon as I find out that I'm sitting on the last half dozen tickets, they'll be bringing that door down to get them. Selling faster than last year's cup final tickets they are.
Hey, thanks, Betty. How much are you?
It's all right. It's all right. I'll get there.
Oh, thanks very much. Okay, thank you.
It's not such a daft idea, you know. Why don't you come?
What, on me Todd? I mean, I know partners don't dance very close to each other these days, but that's ridiculous.
Thank you. Hey, come with me.
You?
Why not?
You don't want to get lumbered with me.
Who said anything about getting lumbered?
Come on, you'll have enough to do.
Look, I'm not doing you any favours, you know. I'm asking you because I want you to come.
Honest?
Oh, don't sound so surprised.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Well?
Well, as the man said. Why not? I'll look forward to it.
Good. So will I.
Oh, aye. Lost a customer, haven't I? The governor's taken over.
Looks like it, Fred.
Proper little Mr. Fix-It, aren't you?
Huh?
Them two. You're at it.
Well, they're not complaining, Betty, are they?
Quite the opposite, I'd say.
Say hello to your Uncle Ken.
Hello, Tracy.
We're not interrupting, are we?
How can your favourite girlfriend possibly interrupt you?
Oh, that is nice of you.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but I meant Tracy.
Oh, man, own it. She's always pinching me fellas off me. I'm going to start leaving you at home.
All right, what can I do for you? I know what I can do for you. There we are.
All right. Say thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Have
you.
you come about that bunk from the evening classes?
Yes, have you got it, love?
Yes, I've got it all here. Everything from primitive rituals in the northwest to how local government is run. Or is that the same course?
Well, I don't think I fancy either of them anyway. I'm after something ladylike and beautiful, like flower arranging.
Completely in character, and why not? Well, there you are. I think you'll find it all there.
Ah,
Right, well, back to the balloons.
what are they for anyway?
Disco tonight.
The disco?
Yeah. Think they're a bit square.
Well, far be it from me.
Well, I know I should have all way out murals and strobe lighting and all that, but, well, I just can't run to it.
Well, maybe DJ will bring his own light in. They do, you know, some of them.
Well, you never know your luck, and if he doesn't...
We've got the balloons.
We've got the balloons.
Hey, chuck us a few over, I'll give you a hand.
No, it's all right.
Honestly, I've got nothing better to do. Emily's that house proud. I feel untidy just stopping in, so chuck us a few over.
All right, if you insist.
Oh, blow some balloons up. Is it Minnie?
Yeah.
You having it in here, then? Disco?
Yeah. Think it's a bit small?
Well, it makes for togetherness.
And there's nothing like togetherness, is there? You are coming, aren't you?
Will I enjoy it?
Well, I shall make it my personal responsibility to ensure that you do.
Well, in that case, I shall definitely be there. She seems to be leading such a humdrum sort of existence. I mean, I know I've no room to talk, but at least I've got a little job. She's got Tracy, of course, but she could easily find someone to look after her.
She tried to do that once before, didn't she, when she was thinking of going back to work at Len's yard?
Yeah, she did, and she found a baby minder very easily.
Yeah, but not for nothing. They cost money.
Oh, she doesn't have to worry about money, not while I'm there.
Have you tried telling her that?
No, I know, it's not easy. Why won't people let themselves be helped?
Some people do no else. Put that off at Eddie Yates and it'd snap your hand off. But not all people are the same, in case you haven't noticed. Some people value their independence.
Like the gentleman over there.
Oh, they're a special case. Tramps. I saw a programme about them on telly once. Most of them are unhelpable.
I wonder what happened to him.
I've been meaning to ask you about him. I mean, I know he's only been in a couple of times, but he could be a bit off-putting. Mrs. Treadgold says she's not coming in again if he's there.
Aren't people awful? I mean, he's quiet and polite, and he always pays for what he has.
He smells a bit.
I know. Perhaps you'd better give him his bill. He's been in at least 2 hours.
Can't say he hasn't had his money's worth.
Oh, Gail, we can't begrudge him a little warmth and a sit down.
Emily, if half the world were like you, the other half would be like him.
Who's been there then? King of the road?
Yeah. What do you want?
Cup of tea and a big kiss.
Certainly, sir. That'll cost £2,000 and 11p.
Is it okay about after dinner?
She's not too keen.
I'll have a word with her.
No, you'll do no such thing. I've had a word and it's all right, just. But if she knew I was going out with her for half an hour to look at second-hand cars with you...
What did you tell her?
Never mind. I'll meet you outside the Roxy at 2:45. And remember, half an hour. If you're as potty about cars as you are about motorbikes, you'll be there all week.
Are you sure you're all right? Of course I'm all right, love. Right as rain. Oh, look. Will you be told, man? No doctor ever believes another one. Now, they told me at the hospital there was nothing wrong with me physically. I mean, they wouldn't have let me out if there had been. The psychiatrist knows this, but he doesn't believe it. So he's sending me to the neurologist again. Now, are you any happier?
No, get gone.
Look, all they do is confirm what they already know from the hospital. I mean, Otto will have been satisfied. That's all there is to it. Anyway, I'll see you later.
You're swanning off to a council doing his best tit for them?
Well, you know how it is.
Yeah, it's like football pools, isn't it? I mean, we all pay in, but only a few draw out. Still, good luck to him.
Oh, now where's me flaming oven cloth?
In front of your flaming face.
Oh.
Elsie, what gave you the idea of having food at a disco?
Well, you always have food at dances. People expect it.
This isn't a dance, it's a disco. And the last thing on a fella's mind at a disco is food.
Food is never the last thing on a fella's mind, let me tell you.
This may come as a great shock to you, Elsie, but things have changed since your day.
If you'd have lived as many hundreds of years as I've had, you'd realise one thing. Some things never change. Like the average fella's love affair with his average stomach. Now get them out of there before they stick to the tin.
Oh, I'd love to, Elsie, but I've got to meet Brian at 2:45.
Oh, yeah, excuses.
I have, honey.
I believe you, I believe you.
Hey, kid.
Oh, I'll give you such a clout in a minute.
That's nice, isn't it?
Couldn't go wrong with that, sir.
Oh, I'd have to. I'd have to rob a bank.
I see, sir. After something a bit more reasonable, are we? What about this concert? 10.50. Say £1,000 for a quick sale.
Oh, you say it. I'm after something more like that.
Well, you could do worse. You could walk. I'm joking. It's a reliable model, that. And like it says, it's an offer.
50p. And I bet that's the newest stuff you've had. Can I hear the engine?
Help yourself, the key's in. It's a nice sound.
Yeah, if you know nothing about them. Still, I could soon fix the timing. It's not going to break in two, is it? No. How's the gearbox?
Well, it's reasonable. It's not perfect, but if you know your way around, you'd get your money's worth.
Can we have a test drive?
Well, for that money, I won't take it to Bournemouth and back. But yes, you can take it round the block.
What's the mileage? 82,000. That guaranteed?
Sorry.
I'll think about it.
Well, I wouldn't think too long if I were you. They don't stay here long at that price.
It's been here since Feb, this. There's still snow underneath. They need telling, don't they?
Are we going to have it? I like the colour.
Nah, play it cool. I should get a better deal from the mate in trade anyway.
I'm not wrong, Bert. You'll see. The minute that car is scrappy, Brian will follow it.
Get away. She thinks the sun shines out of him.
Oh, yeah? And what do you know about it?
Well, I can see it, can't I? It's in her eyes. It's the same look you had when you were courting me.
You must be joking.
You know your trouble, don't you? You're jealous.
Jealous? Me? Jealous of a bit of a kid like that?
You're jealous just because our Brian doesn't spend as much time with you as he used to.
Oh, come on, Bert. He hasn't had a lot of time for me, has he? He's like you, isn't he? 3 meals a day, you're bedmaid, you don't care where you live.
You
Fair
are?
on you. Look, Bert, our Brian treats the house like a hotel, and well, you know it.
Well, does he? I don't, so don't lump me in with him, you know what I mean? When I come home at night, like as not, I stay put.
Oh, yes, and you're wonderful company, aren't you? Feet in half, mouth wide open, eyes shut, shaking rafters.
But at least you know where I am, my love.
Yeah, under me feet. Does it ever dawn on you that I might want to sit back of you now and then?
Oh, God, give me strength.
I wouldn't mind, but they don't drop the voices, do they?
Well, he does. I mean, he's quite a quiet little chap.
Well, Mrs. Tilsley more than makes up for him. It's funny, really, isn't it? I mean, some people, they seem to argue in public at the top of the voices, and it doesn't bother them. I get embarrassed just to listen.
Yeah, I know what you mean, lovey. Anyway, here's somebody to set your heart to flutter.
Oh, you can say that again.
Oh, that's music to me ears. What are you drinking?
Oh, no, really.
Oh, you mean you didn't say that just to get a drink out of me?
No, really. Anyway, I've got to go, because I've got a dress to iron for tonight.
Oh, out on the town, eh?
No, just the disco across the road.
Well, you're not going to the disco, are you?
Oh, they're all the same, aren't they? Yes, I am going to the disco. Before you say you thought I was too old for that sort of thing, I'm going to help out with the refreshment.
I wasn't going to say anything of the kind. And to prove it, well, I'll have a dance with you if you can spare me one.
Right, I'll hold you to that then.
Draw, love. Draw, love.
Hey,
Well, when?
you didn't have to go that far.
I'm back.
How did you get on?
Oh, all right. I had to go see a psychiatrist after I'd been to see the neurologist.
Oh, I thought as much. What did neurologist do?
Not a lot. He gave me a brain scan and he gave me let's get it right, an electroencephalograph. But I'm all right.
At least that's good to know. What did psychiatrist say?
Ah, well, he's put me on tranquilizers. He said I'll be better now. I went round to the chemist and picked him up.
They're doing you good by the looks of you.
Are they?
What are you smiling at?
Well, I'm allowed to smile, aren't I?
Oh, kid.
What sort of a car did you get?
We haven't decided yet.
Now, don't you let him get away with it. Make him get a good one.
He'll get what he can afford. He's not one of your playboy millionaires.
He can get it on the HP.
£100 for a cup of tea.
Oh, I've only just come in and all.
What about you?
What?
What? Do you know, I must be mad, fetching and carrying for you two as if I haven't got enough to do.
What have you done?
You know very well what I've done. I promised to borrow a dad out at this discotheque. I must be mad.
Why don't you come and help and all?
I'm washing my hair.
You washed it last night.
I'm washing her again.
I should have thought you'd be glad to go out with people of your own age for a change.
Oh, come on, you'll enjoy yourself. You can have a dance with Brian.
He'll never dance with you again if I do.
I'll risk it.
Oh, go on. Anything for a quiet life.
Just Brian, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Only I didn't recognise you without your makeup. The oil chuck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is Gail ready?
She won't be long. Sit down and make yourself at home.
Oh, why do they always take so long to get themselves ready? My mouse lasted only 5 minutes.
Oh, does she, really?
Hey, you cheeky thing. I've just come back from work. Been going like the clappers.
Oh, sorry.
Well, go on.
Where?
Not where. Say something.
What?
Oh, for heaven's sake, tell her how nice she looks. It works wonders.
Oh, yeah, you look great. Are we off then?
No, we're not. We're waiting for Susie.
Oh, flippin' heck.
Can't you wait to get her your first pint? Sit down. It'll not do you any harm to wait for 5 minutes.
Well, how do I look?
Hey, great. Are we off then?
Don't you get uncouth fellas? Are we walking?
Well, we're only going to the Rovers, just for the first drink.
If you'd have bought that car, we could have gone somewhere else. Somewhere nicer.
Come on. And you, if you're coming.
The things I do for her.
I thought you were going to the centre tonight. Didn't you say that you were helping with the refreshments?
Yes, I was, but seemed to have got enough people. Well, there's Elsie and it's Mrs. Macduff off Maudsley Street and her daughter. Well, to be quite honest, I'm not keen on that kind of dancing.
Well, you don't have to dance if you don't want to.
Oh, no, I know, but, well, Steve Fisher wanted me to dance with him and, well, he might just insist. No, I'd much rather have a quiet night.
Have one with me then.
Oh, well, that'll be nice.
Come along now. I've just dropped this in at the bank and then I'm going straight home, and while I'm making tea for one, I can easily make it for two.
Oh, you are kind, Emily.
Oh, hello.
Is it all over?
All over. Until you came, it hadn't even started.
Oh, I can stand any amount of that.
Fancy drinks?
It gets better.
Come on, then.
Now for you, GQ and Disco Nights.
I just can't stand noise myself. They'll all be deaf as post by the time they're 25.
I thought you'd be used to it, working in machine room.
Oh, well, that's what I want to get away from, isn't it? I mean, after a day over there, all I want is a bit of peace and quiet. And then I have to go and marry a fella that snores like a foghorn.
Get away.
Listen, he can come home from work at night, have his tea, sit in easy chair, and in 5 minutes every pot in kitchen's rattling.
She knows that's not right. If I snore, I wake myself up, you know what I mean? Isn't that right, Fred? Don't you wake yourself up if you snore heavy?
I don't snore myself. Everybody says I sleep like a baby.
What do you mean, everybody?
Mind your own business.
Listen, I'll tape you on our Brian's recorder. I'll tell you now, I'll show you whether you wake yourself up or not.
Anyway, I thought we were supposed to be talking about dancing.
Oh, you was, maybe. I was talking about you.
Hey, what's the name of that dance hall used to be in Whalley Range on Withington Road, just opposite the picture house?
Oh, I never went anywhere as posh as Whalley Range in them days.
What do you mean in them days?
40 years ago, when you were dancing.
You cheeky devil, you would not in any case, too posh for you. Oh, what was it called?
Oh, I can't tell you there, Betty.
Hey, do they still have dancing at High Street Baths?
What, beside the infirmary?
Yeah.
Well, I doubt it. It's not even High Street anymore, is it?
No. Get through all right, love?
Yes, thanks, love.
Good, dear.
Who've you been phoning?
Never you mind.
Do you know, it's been like this all day with that silly grin on his face.
I'm entitled to have a silly grin on my face if I want one, aren't I?
More than most, love. More than most.
Yeah, you left yourself wide open for that one.
I did, didn't I? She's got a wicked left hook, you know.
Embassy. That's it. Oh, Embassy Ball. Oh, I'm glad I remembered that. I want to shut my eyes tonight.
Hey, Alf, what you having?
Oh, now that is a tricky one. Tell you what. Heads, I'll have tomato juice. Tails, orange. Orange.
No, come on, don't have to go. What you having?
I told you, orange, please.
He's on tranquilizers.
Oh, well, in that case, you better get him an orange, love.
Right,
Mind you, that's very wise, Alf, very wise. You drive, don't you?
Aye.
Oh, you know that policeman used to live next door to us in Inkerman Street? He used to tell us about driving and tranquilizers, didn't he, love?
Don't drag me in. It were you and him that used to gossip over the backyard wall.
Yeah. Well, he reckoned, you know, that half the drunk driving cases were on drugs. You see, a couple of drinks, they're driving like lunatics. That's it, you see. That's it. Well, of course, they're only just over the limit, but they don't know what they're doing. Valium. That's what it is. Is that what you're on, Valium?
No.
Well, you better stick to that then, aren't you? Good health.
Good health.
Oh, so are you.
Have you got Ian Drury?
What you, honey? Anything.
Ian Drury will do.
Did I suddenly feel very old?
Have a dance then. Prove yourself wrong.
And what if I don't?
I'll call an ambulance.
Okay, stay tuned, kids and cadets, because it's Ian Jury time, and hit me with your rhythm stick, yeah.
We can dream, can't we?
In the deserts of Sudan and the gardens of Japan.
Oh, don't! Because you're showing off! I don't like you showing off!
Every woman's, every man. Hit me with your rhythm stick. Hit me, hit me. Shoot that ball.
Susie looks good tonight.
Have
a sandwich.
Hit me with your rhythm stick.
Will you shut up about the health service?
Why?
Because you know naught about it, that's why.
I know what I read, don't I? And I'm telling you, tranquilizers are costing the taxpayer umpteen millions a year.
Hey, which reminds me, it's about time you took your next.
Aye, you're right. It is.
You know, they give them to folks just to keep them out of surgeries.
Well, it don't work, though, does it? Do you know, I dread going to doctors these days. You can spend hours in that surgery, freezing cold, and every chair gives you a backache.
Oh, they're not all the same, Ivy. I mean, ours is lovely and comfy. I love going in for a nice read.
Well, you're lucky, then. Hey, what were it that chap did at your place?
Who?
Charlie?
Charlie Cartwright, you mean?
Yeah.
Hey, a real nutter he was. Painter at our place. Sign writing and that, you know. Anyway, he falls off his ladders, doesn't he? And he's off work 3 months before he realises, like, that he's spending the best years of his life in the doctor's surgery. So one day, after he'd waited over an hour to see the doctor for the usual, how are you, see you next week, no better lark, he makes out this great big card, doesn't he? And he writes on it, hang on, what did he write now?
Something about time.
Hey, I know. He wrote, if time is the great healer, you'll all be cured before you get in to see the doctor.
Oh, good.
And then he frames it in a dead posh frame, sticks it under his arm, and he sneaks it in and he puts it up in the waiting room, doesn't he? And it's there 6 weeks before anybody noticed it.
Oh, didn't make no difference, though, did it?
No, not April.
Ours isn't so bad. We got a doctor to Patel in Bessie Street.
That's where I go.
Yeah.
You can get addicted to these things, you know.
Hey, get off.
Hey, everybody's on them. Oh, well, not against you, Alf. I mean, you've had accidents, haven't you? But I wouldn't take them myself. Well, not just for stress and that.
Oh, you can't say that, Ivy.
Well, I just have.
Yeah, but you never know what's round the next corner now, do you?
Isn't this sherry good? Is it from the wood?
Do you know, I was just thinking that about this ale. I thought, is it from the wood, I thought. It's all right, we're just changing the subject. Cheers, love.
Cheers.
Are you enjoying it?
Right!
So it makes a change, doesn't it?
As good as the rest.
You must do it again sometime.
Oh, this?
No, something quieter.
I'll drink to that.
Right, come on then.
Night, I park my car, take my place in the singles bar, face to face, toe to toe.
Can't help it.
Well, don't let's bother then. You know I can't dance like that. Don't be so selfish.
Sorry, Jim.
More down is GQ again. Boogie, oogie, oogie.
I'm off, kid.
What for?
Well, there's nothing here for me, is there?
Dance with Brian. Brian goes with Susie. Go on.
What do you want to drink?
Oh, make a pot of tea.
Tea? You've been knocking them back all night.
I know, but drinking always makes me thirsty. Now we're on our own. What were all them nods and winks about?
All them what?
You know what I'm talking about. You summoned up your sleeve, you have.
Have I?
I'm waiting.
All right, then. How would you like to go to Spain next week?
Spain?
Ah, Benidorm, to be exact, on the Mediterranean. A week in a hotel posham, all food provided, sunshine guaranteed.
You're joking.
Well, do you want to go, don't you?
Of course I do.
Good, because you're going whether you want to or not. I saw Tommy Barker at Travel Agents today.
I thought you were a long time at neurologist.
Yeah, well, he hadn't got anything when I called, but he was expecting a cancellation, so I phoned him from the Rovers. The couple had cancelled, so I grabbed it with both hands. We fly from Manchester on Monday morning.
Hey, kid, get out them castanets.
Never mind, castanet. Get kettle on, you haven't gone yet.
I've got you a drink.
Hang about, kid.
This next one's dedicated to John and Olivia out there. This is Candidate, and I don't want to lose you.
Do us a favour. When John leaves Olivia, give him that.
Whatever is she doing? She's going to be late.
Gail,
You do know what time it is? Whatever's up with her this morning, she's got a face as long as a fiddle.
She got into a bit of a mood last night.
Oh, what about?
Some of your nothing. Ask her.
Oh, hello, love. I've done you some toast, but it'll be cold by now.
Don't matter. Don't want anything.
Are you all right?
I'll live.
What was it like after I left last night? Disco no good? You know, I have no ear for that sort of thing. It's just a loud noise to me.
Yeah, it was very good. Brilliant. Especially the cabaret.
What cabaret?
Ask the Star.
Now, you say ask her. She says ask you. I only happen to live here. Would somebody mind telling me what happened last night?
Nothing. Oh, I did dance with Brian and she got in a huff and stormed out.
Oh, because you were dancing with Brian?
Dancing? Is that what you call it? They couldn't have been more intimate if they'd been together in a double bed.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Gail, grow up. You know that's how it is these days. You just turn onto the music, let it all hang out. It doesn't mean anything, it's just a bit of fun.
Not when it's your fiancé and your so-called best friend practically making love in front of you, it's not. I don't call that funny at all.
And then what did he do? I says, give over, you big daft thing, and I'll slap your hands. And all this is going off in front of his wife.
Oh, pictured a big pot lemon in front of her, she was quite happy. In fact, I think she'd have been glad of me taking him off her hands.
Oh, that's some men awful, though.
Kiddie, what, he were horrible. Hey, did anybody see that play off telly last night? I just been saying, kid, I went out. Well, I couldn't make head or tail of it myself. Bert said it were all symbolic, but it seemed a right load of rubbish to me.
Oh, I like a good murder mystery myself.
Yeah. Well, romance, but they don't seem to have it in it these days, do they?
I used to love Rock Hudson and Doris Day.
Well, they don't make them like that now, do they? All they know is stump bash walloping into bed.
Rock and Doris never got in bed.
That's probably why they don't make them.
Morning, ladies. I take it we are going to fit in a little bit of work amongst all this social chit-chat.
I was just saying there ain't enough romance about these days.
Speak for yourself, darling.
Hey, he's perky this morning. That's 'cause boss is in London. He's got nobody breathing down his neck.
No, but I'll be breathing down yours if you don't get busy on those machines. I've promised Critchley's that order in full by Friday at the latest.
That's typical, isn't it? Chiefs make all promises and Indians have to do all flaming work.
Oh, give over. You're not that badly done to. Do you know, some people start their morning off with a prayer. You start yours off with a moan. Where's Elsie?
Probably still tucked up in bed with a fag and a cuppa.
Oh, hell's teeth. She knows Baldwin's away and we're going to be pulled out.
Now who's moaning?
You been in Elsie's?
Yeah. Gail's not there, though. She had to go to work early.
That's right. I'm just going to see her. Suppose you saw what happened last night?
Oh, I could hardly miss it, could I?
She got ring under stick, you know. She needn't have got all upset like that.
You'll have to tell her that.
I tried. I went home last night. She wouldn't let me in, wouldn't even speak to me.
Yeah, well, you just have to keep trying until she does, won't you?
Deirdre? Well, you know Gail quite well, like. She'll get over it, won't she? I mean, she won't really take it that serious,
I
will
really
she?
don't know, love. You just have to ask her.
Decisions.
I know, aren't it awful? Like me this morning. Could I make my mind up between the mink or the sable, could I, Ella's like?
Crème brûlée or petit pot au chocolat, that's chocolate mousse, dear.
I like a nice sherry trifle myself. Or how about bananas and custard?
I think not, dear.
I thought you got this whole menu planned out yonks
The
ago.
starter and the main course, yet. I simply cannot make up my mind about the pudding.
Oh, you're doing a pudding, are you? How about a nice treacle sponge? It's evil, but if you save us a bit, I won't yell.
Pudding, dear, meaning the last course. It doesn't mean literally pudding.
Oh, well, you know them lady vittlers. Wherever you give 'em for afters, they'll moan it's fattening and gobble it all up. I'm no different.
What sort of cheese did Rennie send?
Cheddar and Cheshire. I cut it myself.
Cheddar and Cheshire, yes. Well, one could wish for a more interesting selection. A little Stilton, a morsel of brie.
Oh, well, if it's pongy cheese you want, you'll have to go into town. Myself, I'm happy with mousetrap, but then I'm pig ignorant.
An educated palate bed is one of life's finest delights.
You're not wrong, Mrs. Walker. Mine never got beyond bacon, butties and egg and chips. Right, well, I'll leave you to it then. When are they coming, this lot?
7 for 7:30. But, as well as all my other preparations, I've got to call at the butcher's for my order, have my hair done, and see to the flower decorations.
Tell me something, Mrs. Walker. Did they go to all this trouble when it's their turn?
They try, dear. They don't always succeed. Good taste is such a rare commodity, don't you think?
It's not surprising. I mean, with you having the lion's share, there's not a lot left for anybody else.
There, dear. What a charming thing to say.
Oh, while I think about it, Gail, get on to the bakery and tell them we'll need an extra 4 dozen finger rolls tomorrow. Gail? What? Mrs. Lockwood's christening. Gail, that's the 6th time this morning I've had to repeat myself.
Sorry. 6 dozen rolls.
4. Gail, what is wrong?
Nothing.
Are you expecting a visitor?
No. Why should I be?
I've no idea, but every time that door's opened this morning, your eyes have gone to it like iron filings to a magnet.
I mean, Gail, this job doesn't demand a lot of concentration, but I should like a modicum in working hours.
Yeah, OK. 4 dozen meals.
What are you doing in here, then?
Well, surprisingly, having a cup of coffee. They do sell it, you know, and would you believe tea?
Yeah, it's just that you don't normally see you in here having 11s with the lady shoppers.
No, I had to go to the post office in the precinct. Will you join me? It'd be a good excuse to give in and have one of those terrific-looking Danish pastries.
I can't, I'm sorry. I've only just popped in to see Gail. I'll have to get back. But listen, while I'm here, thanks for last night.
You enjoyed it, did you?
Yeah, more than I thought.
Yeah, it does seem to have gone down rather well.
For some people, anyway. Anyway, thanks again for asking me.
It's a pleasure. You're quite sure I can't tempt me to a Danish?
Sorry, some other time.
OK.
Well, how are things?
Diabolical.
Is there somewhere we can have a quiet word?
Emily's...
Yes, go on. Anything that'll bring you back to the land of the living.
Well, go on. Tell me. What did he say?
Who, Brian?
Of course, Brian.
You've not seen him this morning, then?
I thought he might have had the decency to pop in, but he hasn't.
Well, he did go round to your house earlier on, but you'd already left. He'll have had to go to work.
You've seen him, then?
Yeah, just for a minute in the street.
He came round to the house last night, but I couldn't face him, not then. I'd had enough.
Look, you must admit you did get a bit worked up about things.
Well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, possibly, but I'd probably have thought about it this morning and calmed down.
Yeah, well, it's too late now, isn't it?
Why?
Because I've already broken off the engagement. What did he say when you gave him back the ring?
Listen, people who go around giving people rings back should be the people who are actually engaged.
I asked you to do it for me.
Well, I didn't.
You didn't?
There you are. Now, why don't you stop all this silly business and kiss and make up?
I can't forgive him as easily as that.
You could try. You couldn't possibly be as miserable as you are now.
Here's Alison throw the back polish in the family silver.
You're not joking. By X, you've got enough grub in there to feed the 5,000.
How many's she got coming?
Just the 4.
You know, I don't know what all the fuss is about. I think they'll be quite happy with with a nice steak and kidney.
Happier.
What is she cooking, any road?
Wood pigeon.
Come again?
Don't show your ignorance, Frederick. It's like a posh chicken, which she is going out shortly herself to collect in person. I'm only surprised she's going to a local butcher. I would have thought she'd have got Philip to bag her a brace of Watsits from Sandringham at the very least.
Hey, Bet, we're just talking about Rini and Alpha. You've not had a postcard, have you?
Now, that's what she could have served. What would have been different? Octopuses.
Hey?
I had them once in Majorca. No, I tell a lie. They served them, but I never ate them.
Mind you, I don't dislike it myself. Squid calamari, see, it's quite pleasant when you get used to it.
I'll stick to a nice piece of cod, thank you very much.
Mind you, I'll eat anything myself, I'll try out. But Ivy won't, you know. Not if it's out foreign. If it's foreign, she wants to know where it's from, who's made it, what's in it. Even what sign of the zodiac the chef was born under. You think I'm joking?
All the same, I wouldn't mind a bit of this Viva España, you know. Octopus or no octopus. I can just see myself on the beach there with a nice dolly bird pouring warm suntan oil all over my back.
Why? Am I coming too? Oh, Frederick.
Don't. Topless in Santrope. I can't bear it.
Me?
No, him.
Oh.
Have you got any of them fresh cream buns left with coffee cream? You know, them big bulgy ones.
I think there's just 2.
Oh, great. I'd like a fresh cream meringue, a custard tart, and 2 vanillas.
We don't usually see you in here at dinner time.
Oh, we try to resist, kid. But we took a vote on it today and we decided to give in. Have you ever felt like that?
Frequently.
Get away. Do you know, you always look as if you've got everything under control. Not like me, a big sloppy beggar.
Sometimes, I'm afraid, under this disciplined exterior, there's a very sloppy lady trying to get out.
Hey, isn't it nice to know she's human?
I think she means that as a compliment. Go on, but no more than 2 minutes, please.
You managed it then?
Well, I was coming around this morning, but I saw Deirdre and she said you'd gone. Now, listen, what the heck was the matter with you last night?
Eh?
You made me look a right fool going off like that.
I made you look a fool. I don't suppose you did any such thing to me, did you?
Well, I don't see that I did, no.
Dancing all night with another girl?
Wasn't all night, it was 10 minutes, if that. And it wasn't another girl, it was your best friend.
Exactly. That's what makes it worse. Anyway, she's not my best friend anymore. If I never see her again, it'll be too soon.
Oh, Gay, be reasonable. Like, I've come round to see you to try and sort it all out.
Yeah, well, it's not as easy as that.
Flipping it, women. Why do they always have to make such a song and dance over every little thing?
Little thing? Is that what you call it?
Well, I don't see that it was such a big deal.
You don't?
No.
You don't think you did anything wrong at all? You don't understand why I was so upset about the way you and her were dancing?
It was just dancing. Look, she's a great mover.
Well, I hope you are too.
What?
Get moving, Brian.
Can you tell me why you cannot rely on a single, solitary person these days?
What have I done now?
Not you, the butcher. Last Monday, a full week ago today, I placed my order with him. What happens when I go to collect it?
Sorry, no woodcocks.
Pigeons. There were none in the market today, Mrs. Walker.
Well, it sounds like a goodish reason to me for not having none.
It is not a good reason. It is an excuse. He had obviously forgotten the whole thing. Mind you, he's very apologetic. Offered me chicken, duck, a nice piece of pork, but it is not good enough, is it?
Isn't it? Well, I wouldn't turn my nose up at any of them. Mind you, I wouldn't know I would what's it if it jumped up and bit me. What will you give them instead?
There'll be no instead. When I embark on an action, there is no compromise. Fred, come here a moment.
Cup of tea, it's fresh brewed.
No, afterwards.
What, Mrs. Walker?
Fred, I want you to go to one of the specialty food departments in one of the better stores in town and ask for 2 brace of wood pigeon. 2 brace, is that clear?
I don't know out about that stuff.
You don't need to know out about it. You simply have to be capable of asking for it. Now, do you think you could manage that?
What about her? Why can't she go?
In the first place, Bet doesn't drive the car. In the second place, I have asked you.
Gail, Susie just came in.
I'm aware.
Well, serve her.
Could you, as a favour?
I could, but I won't, as a matter of principle. Gail, I do not know what is going on in your private life, and I have no wish to. If you want to fall out with all and sundry, that is your affair. But please, do not bring your private quarrels into your place of employment. I've had quite enough for one day.
It's quite a speech.
And I mean every word of it.
I presume it's coffee.
I might have wanted tea.
Do you?
No, leave it. Look, what's up with you?
Do you have to ask? I thought we went through that enough this morning.
I thought you might have cooled down a bit by now.
Yeah, well, I haven't.
Aren't you getting this a bit out of perspective?
Look, I don't want to discuss it.
No, but I've come in here to discuss it.
Oh, not to say you're sorry or anything daft like that.
I've got nothing to say I'm sorry for. I've done nothing wrong. I am sorry you've got your knickers in a twist about it, but that's not my fault. Have you seen Brian?
I have.
And?
It's my business.
Have you made it up?
I shouldn't see why it's any concern of yours.
I am involved, aren't I?
Yes, you are. And who involved you? I didn't.
Oh, are you going to be like this about every girl he ever looks at?
You're just the same as him. You don't see it, do you? It wasn't another girl. It was you, me mate. At least I thought you were.
Oh, look, I came here to try and knock some sense into your stupid head, but there's no point, is there?
No, there isn't. Because we've got totally different standards, you and me. There's nothing you've got to say to me, Susie, nothing.
One of these days, with a bit of luck, you might just grow up.
Can I ask you something, Elsie? Have you ever used one of these things?
I can use one, yes.
Professionally?
Look, it might be some time since I last ran up a trouser leg, but then I'm not employed as a machinist here. You lot are. And it's my job to see that you get the work out and do it well.
Now what?
Oh, they've just gone plain bonkers.
You've been talking to Susie too long.
Plain balmy, the lot of them. Tell me something. Am I supervisor or am I not?
Well, you were at the last head count.
And is it my job to get the work out up to standard and on time?
Yes.
Well, try telling it to that lot.
Ivy?
She's trying to tell us that we're putting these pockets on wrong. Now, given that as a sample to follow, can you show me any other way of doing it?
Whose design's this?
No, man, out, no. Oh, Mike bought it off that art student girl, the one that goes freelance.
What, that one we all hear?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Well, I can see Elsie's point. They're not right like this. Well, I like to see your point as it stands. There's no other way of doing it. Look, just leave it with me and I'll have a word with her.
Ah, well, tell her to get her hair cut and all, and then she'll be able to see what she's doing.
And what we're supposed to do in meantime, twiddle his thumbs?
Well, I don't care what we do as long as we get paid.
Me neither. Hey, I'll twiddle your thumbs for you if you like.
You'll get on with the job as per specifications. Mind you, Vera, you know, if I was 20 years older, I might just take you up on that offer.
Flaming cheap.
Hey, what's cheeky about that? I mean, it could have said if I were 20 years younger.
I do like a lad with manners. How's life treating you, Flower?
Not bad. And you?
Much better now I've got an aim in life.
Oh?
Oh, yes. Everybody should have an aim in life, don't you reckon?
Definitely, yes, definitely. Well, come on then, what's yours?
I'm saving up to buy a footballer. Not an expensive one, because I couldn't afford your £1,000,000 touch, or even your $500,000. But I reckon they must have a few in bargain basement. Might be slightly shop soiled, but I could always give him a scrub. I'd enjoy that.
Isn't he back yet?
No sign, Mrs. Walker. I've been listening out for the jungle tom-toms, but they've not even started beating yet.
What can be keeping the wretched man? They'll never be cooked in time.
Oh, what it is to be the hostess with the mostess. You don't have that problem with chip butties, Ken. Yes, darling, what can I get you this unaccustomed hour of the day?
Well, I'm embarrassed to ask.
Speak up, I'm a woman of the world.
Just a packet of crisps, please, Bet.
Is that all?
Yeah, roast chicken flavour. Reenie's run out and that fussy little madam of mine won't have any of the flavour.
You spoil her, you know.
Well, a promise is a promise, Ken. She's been good as gold all day and she ate all her tea.
Also, you don't want your entire life to revolve around her. It's not good for either of you.
Well, no option. At that age, they're a full-time occupation.
Not when they're asleep.
Hmm?
I was suggesting a little recreational therapy for hard-working mums.
Oh, you're not having another disco, are you? Not so soon. I mean, I could take it, but I don't think my feet could.
No. I was thinking about something a little more relaxing, like a drink, or a bite to eat, or the pictures, or possibly the theatre if there's something good on.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds very nice, Ken. I'd like that.
Good. Tonight?
What? Going out 2 nights on the run? You'll have folk talking about me.
I think
yeah, why not?
All right. I think on reflection, a nice quiet meal somewhere with no background music.
In that case, you're definitely on.
Great. I'll pick you up about 8 then.
Fine. Ta-da.
Good. Bye.
Well, there's no sense in playing on. There's more holes in the flaming wall than there is in the dartboard. I'll play you when you're a bit more use.
Well, I'm sorry, Dad, but I can't put my mind to it.
Well, I'm not surprised with all that's going on. Hey, have I got this right? You and Susie had a dance at the disco. Gail texts the off. You went down there at dinner time to apologise, and she gives you your ring back.
That's right.
Well, are you sure you've not missed any bits out, like in the telling?
Why should I?
Well, it's not like Gail to get hysterical over nothing.
It wasn't out. We were just dancing.
Ah, well, I've seen the sort of dancing you do on the telly. Then what's the names? Hot Legs and Co.
Hot Gossip and Legs and Co. 2 different groups, Dad.
Well, that's as maybe. If you ask me, they all generate enough heat to steam an old man's glasses. Now, look, are you sure you went round there to say you're sorry for upsetting her like that?
I've said.
Oh, how would she give you the ring back?
Ask her.
No, you ask her. Hey, you don't want to break off the engagement, do you?
Of course I don't.
Well, then get round there and sort it out. And think on. Don't go round to the cafe. Wait till tonight. Do it at home.
How long will it be?
20 minutes. I've only just put the potatoes on.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll just have a butty and a cup of tea for now. Huh? You can put the other under a low light in the oven, and I'll have it when I come back.
Why were you going?
Well, I'm only going back to work. A bit of overtime. It's a rush job. Mistake in a design or something. We've only just this minute sorted it out.
Oh, what a shame. Sit down. I'll do it for you. What do you fancy? Cheese? Paste? There's a couple of tomatoes left, but they're a bit squashy.
Oh, a bit of cheese, please, love.
Oh, that smells good. What is it? Liver and onions. Lots of gravy? Yeah, plenty. For 2?
What? Oh, don't start that. The pair of you came on for a bit of peace and quiet.
You have, you rotten cow. You've made just enough for two.
There's
what
raw
about
liver,
me?
raw onion, raw potato, all ready and waiting. I'm sure you're quite capable of putting them together, seeing as you're so capable at everything else.
Well, that is it. I went round her this morning. I said I was sorry. I've done my best, but that is definitely it.
Just a minute. Where do you think you're going?
Out to get some civilised company.
Oh, no, you are not. You're going to stay here and sort this lot out. I'm not going to live in a permanent battlefield. Now, she did apologise.
Her idea of saying she's sorry is to tell me what a fool I am for making such a fuss, to tell me it's time I grew up. I don't call that an apology.
Just a minute. Where's it gone?
What?
Your engagement ring. You haven't done something daft, have you?
No, I've done something sensible. I've given it back.
Well, you stupid little madam.
If that's Brian, I'm not in.
Oh, don't be any dafter than you have to be.
Elsie, please. Please.
Hello, love.
Is Gail in?
No, I'm afraid she's not.
Oh, she's not back from work yet. OK, I'll call her back in 10 minutes, tell her.
No, but you see, she's been in and gone. Out.
Out? Where?
Pictures.
The pictures? Who with?
Well, I've no idea. She didn't say.
But she has gone with somebody. She wouldn't go on her own.
I'm sorry, love. I've really no idea. Any message?
No. Nothing.
Hey, hang on, bro! Hey! Hey, hang on, bro! Hey! That's my car, that.
Your car, is it then?
Yeah, well, no, it... Look what they towed it away for.
It was causing an obstruction, sir.
Obstruction? There's no other flipping car in sight.
Well, there were plenty of them when I reported it to the police. Rush hour's over.
Reported it to the police. What the heck for?
That's what they paid me for.
Oh, I know what they pay you for. They pay you for snooping, don't they? Run around like a flipping copper's narc. We're only there 5 minutes.
It's exactly 36 minutes since I reported it.
Well, I must have just left it.
They all say that. It was half an hour before that when I stuck a ticket on it.
A parking ticket?
You see that sign? It says no waiting at any time, never mind parking, in this street.
Ah, well, stick a fancy flaming uniform on you. At the ratepayer's expense. You think they're in the blooming Gestapo, don't you? What am I going to do now, eh?
Well, you can recover it from the police pound. Well, those notices aren't put there for laughs, you know.
Who's laughing? It's not my flipping car. Where's this police pound?
Just a sec.
But that's miles away.
About 5, not counting the one-way systems. Well, I must go now, sir. We knock off at 6. Bye, sir.
Nice knowing you. I don't think.
Isn't Fred back yet?
I haven't seen him, Mrs. Walker.
Well, what can be keeping him? If those wood pigeons aren't here soon, they'll never be ready in time. The lady victuals are so particular. Everything has to be just so.
Well, I'm sure they'll make allowances if you explain.
Just a nuisance.
I tell you what, I could nip out to the Chinese takeaway for you. I mean, a nice bowl of bird's nest soup or a bowl of chow chow mein, Pekingese style, it might just fill the bill.
It is no laughing matter. These are people who know a great deal about food. Gourmets, you might say. And I do have a reputation to keep up.
Have you ever had a wood pigeon, Bert?
Yeah. Well, it tasted like wood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, Ken. You get married and you think, this is forever. You never for a second think that in such a short time you're going to be back to square one on your own and even worse off than before because you're handicapped.
Well, in what way handicapped?
Oh, with a kid and that.
You know, Deirdre, there's no experience without value.
When I think of the mistakes.
Yes, but that's experience, isn't it? Just another name for mistakes.
I'm sorry, Ken. I didn't mean to moan. I've got a lot to be thankful for. Tracy's a smashing kid. Do you know, when I think about that time I nearly lost her. And that lorry.
Look, I don't know about you, but the little man inside me says it's nosebag time, so shall we go?
Why don't we?
Oh, would you like another drink first?
No, if your little man says he's hungry, it might just go to his head.
Perhaps it wasn't such a bright idea pretending to be out when Brian called. Perhaps he wanted to make it up.
If it hadn't been for you, we wouldn't need to make it up.
Oh, what did I do for Pete's sake? I had a dance with him. That's what discos are for, isn't it?
You didn't have to make an exhibition of yourself and a fool out of me.
Oh, it wasn't my fault they all stopped dancing to watch us.
You were showing off.
OK, perhaps you'd have tripped him up or stood on his foot. Would that have satisfied you? It just so happens he's a very talented dancer. And that is the only talent he's got as far as I'm concerned. We just gel on the dance floor.
He's supposed to be my friend.
Who'd have thought you'd curl up with jealousy like a flipping frustrated caterpillar? Oh, what's a tiff? A tiff's nout. And all the sweeter for making it up. And he seems to want to, or else he wouldn't come knocking on the door. Oh, go on, Gail, make it up. What's stopping you? You know, I get a sneaking suspicion that somewhere you don't really want to. I, for one, wouldn't blame you. Am I right?
I don't know any.
Oh.
Everything's gone wrong.
What, the egg's been keeping you? She's been going off a rocker.
You're in for the high jump, mate.
Where is she?
She's in back. You better get in there fast.
Oh, thank the Lord for that. Where on earth have you been?
Well, he's been out shooting wood pigeons, haven't you, Fred?
We're waiting for a bus, Mrs. Walker.
A bus?
Yeah.
But I thought you took the Rover.
Yeah. Well, you see...
Well, never mind about the car. Where are the wood pigeons?
Well, that's just it, you see, Mrs. Walker. I haven't got any. Well, you see, the shop was shut when I got there, and I must have just missed it by minutes. I've been all over town trying to get some, and, well, that's what's kept me so long.
I think I'm going to have a migraine.
Can I get you something, Mrs. Walker?
No, you can't. Bet, will you do me a favour? Will you ring up Joyce Irwin? You'll find the number under the Lady Victualler's. Cancel the supper for tonight, will you? Tell her about my migraine. I must go and lie down.
There's something else, Mrs. Walker.
I can't take any more tonight, Fred.
It's about the car.
What about the car?
Well, when I went back for it, it weren't there.
You mean to be stolen?
They drove it away.
Who had?
The police.
Why? Had you been in an accident?
No, well, it appears I'd parked it on a no-waiting area.
Well, why didn't you put it on a meter?
Well, that's just it, Mrs. Walker. I drove all over to try to find one, and, well, it was getting near 5 o'clock. I thought the shops might be closing, and, well, I just had to leave it somewhere.
I will go and lie down. Oh, no, I can't, can I? There's nobody at the bar.
Well, I'll stand in, Mrs.
Oh,
Walker.
no, you won't. You'll get my Rover from wherever they've taken it.
Well, in that case, I'll need some money to pay for it.
How much, for goodness sake?
Well, it used to be £10. It'll be about 15 now, I should think.
Good grief.
Shall I get it out the till?
No. Bring me my handbag from the bureau. First one thing, then another.
Yes, everything's under control, Mr. Baldwin. Extra shift in full swing. I'll have that order away with bags of time to spare. Oh, yes. All the dolly girls are here. Every one of them. No problems at all.
Hey, I saw your Brian at Rovers on Weir, Ivy. Hey, he looks as if he'd lost a bob and found a tanner. Oh, I'll have to stop saying tanner. Do you know it doesn't half-date me?
Get on. But it's a long time since anybody dated you.
Hey, I still have my moments.
Not since the dismalised currency, I'll bet.
What are you on now, Brian? I'm miserable. Hey, where's this lovey-dovey tonight, Elsie?
Oh, they've had a row.
Oh, isn't that nice? That's young love. They'll make it up.
I doubt it. Gail broke off the engagement.
Already? That didn't last long.
Hey, what's up, Ivy? Didn't you know?
Yeah, of course I did.
Funny. Mothers use at last to know about their own
Oh,
kids.
Gail was furious with him, sent him packing.
Hey, well, what's the way? That's what he wanted, isn't it, Ivy?
No, it isn't what she wanted. She'd rather Brian broke it off, not Gail.
It was a mutual arrangement between them.
Oh.
They agreed to break it off.
Not according to my understanding.
And how do you know?
Well, Gail happens to live in my house, remember?
And Brian lives in mine?
Yes. Well, what I understand is that Gail broke it off. It was her that gave him the ring back.
Oh, and you were there when she did it?
Well, if you don't believe me, ask Emily, ask Deirdre.
Girls. Oh, there was an audience, was there, when she did it? She damn well hounds him until she traps him, and then she puts a story around like this. Wait till I see her, I'll tell you.
Yes, Ivy. Wait while you see her, if you don't mind. Meanwhile, get busy on those machines and stop yakking, please. We've got a lot of work to do. You're all on time and a half, so get on with it.
Hello.
Hey up, did you enjoy your meal then?
No, it was awful.
We only ate the dessert and drank the wine. The rest we left.
Yeah, and somebody recommended that place to me.
When I'm going out for a meal, I take the precaution of consulting the good food guide.
Yeah, well, this place wouldn't have even gotten to the bad food guide.
And yet they say that English restaurants are amongst the finest in the world.
It wasn't English, it was Indian.
Oh, well, that's it, you see. Indian curries, Chinese chop sueys, Italian pizzas. Good English cooking at its best.
The soup was too hot to drink, even when it had gone cold.
Yeah, and the tandoori chicken was so tough we couldn't get our forks into it, never mind eat it.
Oh, never mind. At least we had that nice yoghurt and nut dessert. Time to give me a carnation on my way out.
So how was your dinner party, Mrs. Walker? I hope your wood pigeons were a little more tender.
Please don't talk about the wood pigeons. I'm too upset to mention them.
She's not very well, you see, tonight, Ken. She's got them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right, I'll get over it.
Gin and tonic?
Oh, no, can I just have a bit of lemon, please, Ken? That wine went right to my head.
Right. Bert.
No, not for me, Ken, thanks, I'm off. See you.
Bye, love. Bye, and the usual.
Could I sit down shortly, please, by request of my new shoes?
Have you put the rover away?
Well, no,
You haven't parted in some other silly place?
No.
Well, then where is it?
They wouldn't give it to me.
Wouldn't give it to you? Why not?
Well, it was £6 for the parking
But I
ticket.
gave you more than that.
It was £20 for towing it away, Mrs. Walker. That's £26 altogether. I didn't have enough.
£26?
I'm sorry I couldn't invite you back, Ken, but you know what it's like when it's not your place. I'm sure Emily wouldn't have minded, but I don't like taking advantage.
Oh, don't apologise to me, of all people. It's just the same living with Uncle Albert. You know, he gets really fraught if anyone says it's bedtime. He says it ruins his beauty sleep.
Hey, it's a right botch up, isn't it? I mean, here we are, two grown-up people, parents even, and it's like being kids again. I don't feel as if I'm controlling my own life anymore. Do you know, sometimes living there, I feel like a schoolgirl and Emily's the headmistress.
Yeah, it's very much the same with me with Uncle Albert.
And you're a lot older than I am.
Do you know what Schopenhauer said?
Who's he when he's at home?
Well, he was a famous philosopher. He said that no man should marry until he's 35, and then he should marry a woman at least 15 years younger than him.
Whatever for?
Well, amongst other things, they will both begin to lose their sexual urge at about the same time.
Is that a fact? You mean women lose their sexual urge 15 years before men do?
So he says.
That makes you and me about right then, doesn't it?
If Schopenhauer is correct, yes.
Hey, what are you getting at?
I see. Oh, very well then. Collect it in the morning.
Well, wouldn't it be better if I went for it tonight, Mrs. Walker? It'll be £28 tomorrow, you see. They put £2 a night on for storage.
That is the last straw. First, they confiscate your car, and then they charge you for holding on to it. Will you take over, please, Bet? I am going to bed. It has been a day of disaster. Utter disaster.
It's no use, I can't concentrate. I've read that page 3 times and I still don't know what it says.
Ryan, is it, love?
I wish you hadn't told him I was out when he called.
Well, I like that. You asked me to.
Well, you shouldn't have taken any notice of me. You knew I was upset.
All right, next time you can tell him you're not in yourself. Don't expect me to.
Do you think he's gone out with somebody else?
Well, he's every right to, hasn't he? I mean, you're not engaged anymore, are you? Look, love, what else can he do? He comes hammering on the door and you bang it in his face. People don't expect to come back for more time and time again. It's your move now, lass.
Behaved like a fool, haven't I?
Yes, well, don't just sit there like a wet whip Monday. Go and do something.
What?
Well, stop him on his way to work and talk to him, for God's sake. If you don't apologise, you can...
Apologise?
You can mark my words. If you don't apologise, you'll lose him. And my guess is you have already.
Hello?
Oh, hello.
Are you waiting for Brian?
No. I just came out to see if it were raining.
Has Elsie gone in yet?
Yeah, about 5 minutes ago.
Do you know, it's all bed and baldwins. I even dreamt flaming jeans last night.
Oh, we're wearing them.
Oh, body. Do you know my dreams aren't half as interesting as they used to be? Are yours?
Come on, let's get over there before Stevie boy starts napping.
Good writ last night.
What?
The pictures.
Would you get Fred, please, love? Ask him to come in for a minute.
Do you want me, Mr. Walker?
25, 26, 27, 28.
Hey, it's a good job I haven't got a car of my own. I couldn't afford to fork out 28 quid for nothing.
Not for nothing, Fred. It's for breaking the law. You do see that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I had to leave it somewhere, Mrs. Walker. There were nowhere to park it, I told you.
The police have a very difficult job to do, and they do it pretty well. Now, if you decide to flout the regulations, then you must pay the penalty. Now, I've considered it very, very carefully overnight, Fred, and I am quite clear that it was your fault.
How do you mean?
I mean that it was your offence, and it is up to you to pay for it.
Me? 28 quid? I can't afford to pay out 28 quid.
No, I know you can't pay it all at once. Therefore, I am lending it you. But it will be deducted from your wages.
I just keep thinking about what a mess I've made of everything. I feel so depressed.
Well, you just have to pull yourself together, snap out of it.
It's all very well saying that.
Well, you know, twice yesterday you caused a rumpus. It's bad for customer relations.
Twice?
Well, you had the row with Brian, didn't you? And then quarter of an hour later, another one with Susie right in front of the customers.
Well, it won't happen again. It's all over. He as good as told me this morning.
Well, as good as? Well, what does that mean?
He ignored me on the street.
I mean, he just walked by without saying a word.
No, he did speak, but...
Oh, I don't know what's the matter with young people these days. Sometimes, if you don't mind my advising you, you're better to swallow your pride. It could ruin your future.
No use, Emily. It's too late. Me and Brian's a thing of the past.
Have you got it?
Yeah. 28 quid for nout.
Well, I don't think you should pay it. It's her car. You were doing a job for her, weren't you?
Yeah, what can I do? I mean, she says she's going to dock out my wages, isn't she?
Well, I wouldn't stand for it. I'd tell her straight.
Would you?
I would that. And sharpish. I'd sooner leave first. You earn your wages. They're sacred. Nobody's got the right to touch them but you.
Hey, is it dinner time already?
That is for some.
What are you doing, skiving?
Me? Yeah, I'm conscientious, I am. Now, we knocked off early so as to be back early, that's all. Starting a big job this afternoon.
Listen, Brian, can I have a word with you? It wasn't my fault that you and Gail split up, was it? I mean, everyone seems to think it was, but it wasn't intentional.
Well, I'm not blaming you. Not altogether.
Well, there's no account of her taste, but she's moping around like a kitten that's lost its mother.
Look, she's annoyed with me. I know that. But I just don't understand what she's so annoyed about, really.
Listen, why don't you go to Dawson's? Have a talk with her. You've got time. Go on, make it up, eh?
It's not up to me. I've done nothing and you know it. Look, why don't you have a word with her? You're supposed to be your best friend.
I'll try, but she doesn't believe me in it.
Well, she can suit herself. It's up to her now. I don't see why I should run after her all the time.
Can I have a word, Mrs. Walker?
What is it, Fred? I'm rather busy at the moment.
Well, it's just that I've been thinking over what you said about me having to pay for your car being towed away.
I heard.
Well, I don't think it's fair.
Why not? You were in charge of the car, weren't you?
Yes, I know, but it's your car, isn't it? I mean, you sent me for those pigeons. I mean, surely the owner is responsible if anything goes wrong.
Legally, perhaps. But the moral responsibility is surely the driver's. Now, look at it this way. If you were to drive at 100 miles an hour and you were summoned for speeding, it wouldn't be my fault, would it, even though I am the owner of the car? No, I mean, clearly you have committed the offence. You can't expect me to pay for offences which you've committed.
I can't accept that, Mrs. Walker.
Well, I'm afraid you'll just have to.
Well, I'm sorry to have to say this, but... Well, either you pay that fine or I'll leave the Rovers for good.
Have you seen the sea?
Oh, what's up with?
Well, it's not straight, is it?
Where?
There.
There's no wrong with that.
It's buckled as well.
Are you sure it's one of mine?
Of course I'm sure it's one of yours, and what's more, it's the third time this morning.
Oh, well, don't get excited. Drop it down there. We're knocking off soon. I'll
Oh,
redo it
aye,
again
yes.
after dinner. I've seen worse than that. She's needed with me because she thinks I'm responsible for our Brian and Gail breaking up. She keeps picking on me for the slightest thing.
Hey, I forgot to tell you we saw your Brian this morning, didn't we, Ida?
Yes, we were waiting for him coming out of your house. And he gave it brush off.
Did he? What happened?
Well, I think she wanted to talk to him, but he just hurried away.
Good for him. He does better than that, our Brian. He's still wet behind ears. Do you know, it only seems yesterday since you were playing with his toys.
He seems to go straight from Lego to legs these
Well,
days.
I'm glad the lad's seen some sense in time.
Ivy, don't be so flaming smug.
Smug? Listen, I've got nothing to do with this. He did this on his own.
Oh, don't give me that. You've been trying to break it up ever since it started.
Look, I've got nothing against the girl, Elsie, except that she's not right for our Brian. I've said so all along.
Well, what's wrong with lass Ivy? She's a nice girl, is Gail.
Well, what do you know about it? She's insipid.
Well, your Brian's no bundle of fun, come to that.
Yes, and you can say that again.
My Brian's got more in his little finger than
Well, I can
some
tell you
fellas
something, Ivy. It doesn't show. It just doesn't show.
She's right, you know, Ivy.
Now, listen, you.
Now, don't start that, Ivy. Don't
Ladies,
start that,
please.
because if you're going to start arguing...
Listen, just because my son's seen some sense at last, you're all trying to bring him down.
Look, would you please pack it in till dinner time and get on with your work? You know we've got an order to get out.
Oh, to hell with your flaming order. I'm not having her standing there and calling my Brian.
Well, stop running the girl down there.
Would you please sit down, Ivy? I promise Mike will get this order out on time.
Oh, pipe down, you little squirt. You've got that blinking order on the brain.
Hey, is me man coming out today then?
Oh, your flaming mother.
You are? What did you say?
You heard.
Oh, what's bitten you then? Hey, where is she?
Oh, she'll be coming out if she can stop arguing with the rest of them. And if you want to know, I wish she'd stop out yakking the old morning away.
Hey, just a minute. What does that mean?
Look, she causes nothing but trouble, your mother. Stops other folk working, holds up the line.
What the hell are you going on about?
What the heck am I going on about? It's what she's going on about. She's going on about you.
Me?
Yes, you and Gail. It damn well serves you right that she's packed you in.
Hey, what the hell's that got to do with you?
It's got plenty to do with me. We've got a big new account to get out for an important new client, and we're losing production and getting behind because of you and your mother.
Hey, stow it. Do you hear me? Stow it.
It doesn't bother me. If you want to be a mummy's boy and let her rule your life, that's up to you. But when it starts interfering with the job...
What did you call me? A mummy's boy?
Well, aren't you?
Get him up!
It's our Brian.
And Steve! Leave him alone! Steve! Get him up! Get off it! Get him up! Get him up!
Are you all right, Brian?
What's going on here?
Hey, your lip, love. He smashed you in there.
Look at your face!
You know what he called me? A mummy's boy. Ah, she was a mummy's boy.
What's that, Fred?
Huh?
Have you told her?
I have that.
What did she say?
She said nout. I told her if she touched my wages, I were leaving.
You did.
How did she take it?
You wouldn't leave the Rovers, would you, Fred?
She wants me to pay 28 quid for getting her car back. Now, that's all right, but I'll not do it.
Oh, she'll come round. She won't let you leave.
Well, I don't want to leave, but... Look, I were doing her a favour. I didn't have to go. I won't sit on here as a flipping errand boy. I've got pride, you know.
I've just been talking to Billy on the telephone from Jersey.
Billy, how is he?
Fine. He's flying over tomorrow to stay for a while. Isn't that nice?
Good. It'll be good to see him again.
Won't it? Excuse me.
Well, you picked the wrong moment to threaten her with leaving, haven't you, Fred?
What do you mean?
Well, if Billy's here, she'll be able to manage without you, won't she?
Yeah, there's a blockage in the bar sink. It's something outland, but you know her nibs bothering on.
She was on the blower first thing this morning about these bits of jobs. Nothing less than a flood the way she was going on.
Oh, don't get on to me about her. I'm up to here, I can tell you, mate. It's touch and go with me at the moment. What is it then? The old bend or something?
It couldn't have been your wig that dropped down the sink last night, was it? Was it that? Why should England tremble? Fred, have you got a bucket?
Shh. She's in there doing the wages.
Oh, aye.
I bet the old skinflints dock me.
You're a bit bolshy this morning, aren't you?
Well, it's that flipping fine, innit? You know, for having a car towed away when I went for the flipping wood pigeons. I mean, it's all right, but why should I pay out of my pocket 28 flipping quid? I mean, that's not on.
Men have stormed the Bastille for less than that. Where's that bucket?
It's under the bar. I'm surprised you didn't fall over it. There you go, Len.
Ah.
It's got her name on the ticket.
Oh, well, if her name's on the ticket, yeah, well.
Well, now she's coming that, morally it's you touch.
So it's fixed bayonets, is it?
Yeah. Then there's that young Billy Walker, that young Chancellor, he's coming home.
Why, it's shot and shell all round, isn't it? Nobody's safe.
Mind you, I've naught against young Billy, it's just that, well, she'll need him.
He won't stay.
He'll stay, all right, if she hasn't got a pop, man. If I jack it in, sack myself.
It's like walking through a minefield with size 15 clogs on, isn't it?
Fred!
Oh, wood pigeons. I wish I'd have got on the roof with my flipping air rifle now.
Fred!
Get your tin hat on, mate.
There you are.
What's the matter, Mrs. Walker? Did you think I'd been towed away?
You know how I hate to shout. Has that sink been unstopped yet?
Sounds like it. Got my money?
Well, of course it's your money. Do I ever miss? Is it ever late?
Well, no, I shouldn't think so.
The labourer is worthy of his hire. That has always been my view as an employer.
5 flipping quid.
I'm finished, mate. I'm off.
She's docked me 5 rotten quid.
What on earth?
Mrs. Walker, you've deducted £5 out of my money, £5 that you'd no right to take.
Now, Fred, we discussed the rights and wrongs of that deduction.
Yeah, but Mrs. Walker, £5 is a big lump, isn't it? I could sue.
Fred, I was prepared to consider your threat to leave as a foolish piece of chagrin. But if you're going to continue in this fashion, now, if you want to make these threats official, put them in writing. I am not dismissing you. And as for you suing me...
Hey, is this all the milk?
Unless he's come.
Go and see if the milk's here, will you, Gail?
Hey, lady, you go and get it yourself.
I'm not dressed.
Well, that's never stopped you before.
Oh.
Hey, did you go to bed last night? Because I gave you a cup of coffee and left you sitting there watching it going cold. When I come down this morning, you're still sitting here. Hey, Gail, it is you, isn't it? I mean, you do live here, don't you?
Of course I went to bed.
Oh, I see.
Milk's not come yet.
Ah, yes, well, it's settling up morning, isn't it? I mean, he's often a bit late on settling up morning. Some of his settling up calls are a bit, sexy.
Hey, you're off early, ain't you?
Yeah, I know, we've got a rush job on, and besides, the boss is calling in later today.
Oh, that's why you're all rushing.
What do you mean, all rushing?
Well, I've just seen John Conti II with his eye out here.
Shut up here.
I was only going to say he was rushing, same as you're rushing. Has somebody hit him, I thought, or has he been playing with his mother's eyeshadow?
I think fighting in the street's common, don't you, Elsie?
Depends who's fighting who, doesn't it?
Steve Fisher couldn't box kippers.
Oh, there was a time when I had half the American army fighting the other half over me.
It's nothing to boast about.
Oh, that's put me in my place, hasn't it?
Anyway, I don't think Brian started it.
Well, he threw the first punch, didn't he?
The very mention of your name and he went wild.
It's not funny.
I mean it.
The kid's in love with you, kitten. And if that's him...
I bet it isn't.
If it's him, I'm out.
I'm not saying you're out.
Look, it's all this saying you're out that's making him violent. Who's he going to punch
Right.
next?
I'll tell him myself I'm out.
Well?
It's the milkman. What's his money?
Aren't you eating that breakfast?
Yeah, my mouth hurts a bit.
Well, that's what you get, isn't it, eh? That's what you get through fighting.
I were only sticking up for myself.
You were sticking up for that girl.
I was sticking up for myself.
Oh, get on with your bother. I know it were. Nellie Wetdraws.
What's you call her that for?
Only mind.
Well, she got a name, hasn't she?
Yeah, but not one her father give her.
Look, that's not her fault.
I'm not saying it is.
Look, I don't want to hear her name anyhow. We're finished, and I just don't want to hear her name, all right?
Hey, Hutch.
Oh, he's a daft lump, that lad. He's a real daft lump.
Honestly, do you know, just lately it's like coming home to a flaming madhouse.
Oh, don't you start.
The whole street's on about it, you know what I mean? It's everybody you talk to. It's like a flaming action replay.
Don't I know it? Look, I want to be on time. So water's hot.
Ructions we're causing, they're going to get a petition up.
It's that girl.
Well, they must fancy her then. I mean, really fancy her. She must be Miss Right.
She's misconvenient, that's all.
So what are you suggesting we do then? Move? Do a moonlight?
Oh, don't talk soft, Bert. All I'm saying is that every time he sticks his nose out, she's there. Now, where have I put that mortgage money? I'll have to pop in and pay it this dinner time. Bert, there's girls that would knock that girl into fits, but they don't live next door. I'm off. See you at Rover's about one-ish, eh?
Yeah, ta-ra, love. 2 quick halves and then a 2 o'clock bedtime.
Hey, it doesn't seem 5 minutes since your Billy was a skinny stick of a lad.
My Billy was never skinny, Mrs. Sharples.
We were all skinny in them days. It started with an haircut.
My Billy was noted for being an exceptionally bonny child.
I suppose it was the hops.
The hops?
Yes, being brought up, as you might say, on beer.
I'm quite sure the proximity of beer had nothing to do with the upbringing of my son.
I got the crisps and stuff, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, excuse me, Mrs. Sharples. I'll be in the back if Billy should arrive.
Right. It's a notice job, you know.
Eh?
Well, she's asked me to, put it in writing, like.
What?
My threat to leave.
Oh, yeah, this morning, yeah. Well, I've had a bad ballcock since I debunged your sink, you see.
Well, I mean, it's a matter of my self-respect, Len.
Oh, I can see that, yes.
Well, I mean, I don't want to jack in, but, I mean, if I let her get away with it every time, she'll be docking me every time I turn my back.
Hi, fellas. How's it going? Hello, Mrs. S. Fit for another?
I'm all right. You keep your brass in your pocket, lad.
Well, I've heard of brassic lint, skim, but what does brass rhyme with, eh?
Can I have half pie to take out, please, Fred?
All right.
Oh, hello, Stevie Wonder. Who stuck that on you then, eh?
Oh, it's nothing.
Nothing? Someone's giving you a right knuckle sandwich,
You
haven't
want to
they?
see the other fellow who's got scars, terrible scars right across here.
It wasn't like that.
We couldn't got the skin of a rice pudding, neither of them.
Hey, take no notice of them. I once got bounced in Blackpool. It got me right there, look. Right across, see it, right across there. My eyes came up here, and I got on a bus with a mate of mine, and I asked the conductor for 2 halfpenny ones.
Yeah. Can we get some steak for it?
Steak we haven't got, sorry.
You can have a slice of ham off my butty.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Oh, thanks very much. No, I can't stop. Not with this rush of order on,
Yeah. Me no ask you, how's the progress?
Oh, more or less up to schedule. 1 or 2 minor snags.
Right, well, I'll be over there in half an hour, all right?
Well, he's shaking the city dust off his shoes,
Here, Steve. Was it Ivor's right uppercut that got you, or did you catch him with the left hook,
Oh, they were incensed, absolutely incensed. Well, Elsie and Ivy had to literally tear them apart.
Oh, that sounds barbaric.
Well, I don't think it were barbaric exactly, but it were very nasty,
Oh, it did get barbaric, but that were only when Elsie and Ivy joined in.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Hiya. There we are.
There we go. Have you got anything she can scribble in just for the sake of Emily's walls? It takes a heck of a lot of getting off that red crayon.
Just leave them for a second in the close proximity of wallpaper.
I don't need any red crayon in her cheeks, does she now? There you are, madam. You take your pick.
Is there anything you recommend, Ken?
Well, those dot-to-dot books are quite good at her age.
Do you know, I don't think Emily would mind if she did dot-to-dot all over it, babe.
Oh, yeah, but you can't take advantage, can you?
No, of course you can't.
Oh,
You want
pick
that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one? Okay, come on then.
Right, I'm on my way home. I'll walk down with you.
Oh, okay.
Open the door.
Bye.
Thanks. Well, he's getting his feet under the table quick, isn't he?
That girl's got something, hasn't she?
Must be them goggles.
There you go.
Cheers, Fred.
Does your dad realise that we're sat here?
He'll come when he's finished his match.
You men, you stick like mud to a blanket. Hey, and talking about mud, did you wash your face before you left that garage?
What's the use? Gotta go back and get it dirty again.
You're a scruffy pup. Come here.
Get off.
Oof. All them clerks in that building society got lovely clean shirts. And that Dawn Turner, you know her that you fell out with? She still works here. She was asking about you. She's a smashing kid, she is. Oh, still will ya? You're like a cat on hot bricks.
Yeah, that's it. Another half hour, I'll be up them stairs getting me head down.
Strange life on nights.
Well, you have to be suited,
Will it suit me?
Well, you just might fret a bit.
Well, there's one thing, Bert. You've got one up on us this afternoon, hasn't he, eh? I mean, he'll be down that cellar there. I'll be struggling with a 2-inch drain. That's if Eddie Yates has dug the damn thing out by now. I gave him a pick and shovel yesterday. I hope to hell he knew what they were for.
Ah, he's all right, is Eddie.
To hear him talk, yeah.
Well, you'd miss him, mate, if he just took his hook.
He won't take his hook. Nobody's going to be daft enough to employ him.
You're absolutely right, then. There are some people who simply do not appreciate the fact that giving them work can be an act of benevolence.
Just let her work till folk know I'm available. Bloody act of benevolence. They'll be on that blower, I'm telling you.
When she finds out what a jewel you are.
No danger.
Even if it costs you a bob or two.
I wouldn't have to bribe nobody, sunshine. Oh, no, I'd only have to ask.
How do, Len? Hello, Billy, mate. How are you? Surviving? How are you, Fred?
I'm all right. Mrs. Walker.
Good day, Billy Walker. Nice to see you back.
It's you, Mrs. Sharples. Hello, Mum.
You said 12:30, love.
Yeah. Hey, that's real family, that, innit, eh? Real family.
Now, listen, Mum, nothing is wrong. The sky is blue, the bank balance is black, and prospects are rosy. And what do you think of your present?
I think it's very nice. I like the feel of it. Expensive, though. You shouldn't spend your money on me. It's very tasteful, though. You really have got good taste.
Yeah, well, I inherited that, didn't I?
Along with what your father would call flannel and maybe extravagance.
Come on. If I can't treat my old mum, who can I treat? Especially after the time you've had. Look, I'm not saying you exaggerated, but I did expect to find you soldiering on up to your ears in rubble.
No exaggeration, Billy, I assure you. When that lorry came crashing, it was probably the most terrifying experience of my life. I've never needed you so much. And do you know what my first thought was? I thought the bar, Jack, Billy. Just wanted to fold up. One has to keep going.
Ah, you got character, Mum, I'll give you that.
One needs it these days. Especially dealing with staff. You have got to be firm. If you show signs
Tell
of
me
weakness...
you've caught bet with the drayman again.
Billy, that course street was certainly not inherited.
Yeah, I mustn't forget. I got Fred 5 cigars.
It's rather high, isn't it?
Oh, they'd been far better off in a bungalow in a place like Prestatyn.
Yes, but you can't guarantee sunshine in Prestatyn, can you, Mrs. Sharples?
And when you think of all that flying, I mean, Alfred's on tranquilizers. I mean, let's face it, he'd have to go and see a psychiatrist.
Yeah, well, they send you to see a psychiatrist these days if you've got coins.
Nice beach with some knitting. This is for size 10's needles, isn't it?
Well, you can't expect Alf to sit on a beach knitting, can you? I mean, it says here, smashing weather, smashing food, lovely hotel.
Yeah, I think size 10's correct.
Yes, well, I wouldn't like to get it home and find out that I'd got the wrong needles.
Talk to yourself, love.
You might have to use a smaller size fill for the welt.
Well, of course, one usually does have to do, don't
Yes,
you?
love.
Change us this for 10, please.
Just about. Hey, how's your love life?
It's finished.
Oh, give over.
Well, he don't seem to be all that bothered, and I'm not lowering myself. Why, he thought he might be waiting for you to make the first move. Why, shudder! Why should it always be the women?
Listen, love. Years ago, when I was being courted by my husband, God rest his soul, we fell out about something out. And we'd pass one another and we wouldn't crack on. It went on for weeks. Could have gone on forever. Until one Sunday morning, coming from chapel, I saw him down Whitworth Street. He went past in a tram. And my feet were full of air, and I just picked up my skirts, dropped my pride on the cobblestones and went after him. I lost my hat. It was a nice hat, a new one. Latest fashion with roses all round the brim, but I never missed it. And in all the years that Alfred and I had together, I never cried about that.
You've got to really lay it on thick, you know what I mean? No kidding. Yeah. As far as you're concerned, I'm the guy with the golden giblets, okay? Yeah. Go on. Yeah. That's the crack, mate. As far as you're concerned, you want me, the committee wants me, everybody wants me. Okay. See you, pal. Thanks.
I know you've got your problems, Chuck, but wiping a few pots wouldn't do any harm.
I'll wipe them.
Why don't you give him a ring?
Who?
The incredible shrinking Hulk.
Oh, don't be daft, Gail. Give him a ring.
I'd only get his mam.
So you get his mam?
She'd tell me he was out.
Then put on a posh voice.
What posh voice?
They're not a posh voice, any voice, an assumed voice.
Why should I?
Oh, look, Gail, will you snap out of it? I'm saying pretend you're somebody else to get past his mother.
I couldn't.
All right, then I will.
You will not.
Look, I'm supposed to have caused all this, so I'll put an end to it. It's Langton's number, isn't it?
Listen, Bertram, put that phone down.
Oh, here we are, 4329.
I'll not speak to him.
Of course you will. You're dying to speak to him, and he's dying to speak to you. But don't be daft.
I'm not going on my knees.
Will you stop being childish? Oh, hello. Could I speak to Brian, please? Oh, I see. Well, where could I find him? Dawn? Dawn Turner? Yes, it's Dawn Turner. Oh, I see. He's on his way home from the garage. And he comes down Rosamond Street. Thank you very much indeed. Bye-bye.
Dawn Turner. Didn't she just hope it'd be Dawn Turner?
Well, I'd say you've got nothing to worry about. In fact, I'd say that according to these figures, you're doing very nicely indeed.
Yes, but there's always the thought that people might just stop spending money.
That's like the old wiseacres say, innit? What's the best thing to do when times are bad? Answer, keep a pub or run a sweepstake.
Yes, that's right, Mrs. Walker speaking. Yes. Yes, Mr. G could be made available, but how you got your information? I see. Well, I can only hope that your fervent view of Mr. G's many qualities is correct and that you won't be disappointed. Good evening to you, Mr. Long.
Trouble?
It was a Mr. Long.
Sammy Long, the steward at the Legion.
So he gave me to understand.
Oh, he's a case, is Sammy.
Good judge of character, would you say?
Oh, aye, he knows his onions.
Does he know his bar managers? That is more to the point.
He's not after me, is he?
He's after Fred.
Oh, there's no flies on Sammy.
Not only is he after Fred, but he seems almost in love with him.
Ah, he's not a bad lad, you know, Fred. A bit shaky on his car parking, maybe, but
Nevertheless, if he puts in his notice, I shall accept it. He and Mr. Long sound just right for each other.
Is that wise?
My dear boy, you can't let stuff blackmail you.
No, I'm thinking about the brewery. You know, there's stipulation that there has to be a man about the place.
But there is a man about the place, dear, isn't there?
Oh, Gail, we're shut, really. Can't you see it? It says closed. Oh, I suppose I should have locked the door. Still, if you're hearing it's something
Only
quick...
dodging somebody.
Hey, Gail.
Who you haying at?
Who do you think?
Don't like being hayed at.
Where you going on your own?
For a walk?
What, on your own?
I might go to the pictures. There ain't a law, is there?
You don't go this way to the pictures.
I do. I always go this way. It's the best way.
What's on there, then?
You can't come, can you?
I can if I want.
Won't you have to go home? Ask your mam.
Listen, less of them, Mum. It's me mother. She's not still pushing me pram, you know. Will you wait?
I might.
10 minutes.
Here, love. Did you find them clean socks?
No.
Well, they're in top drawer.
I looked in the top drawer, didn't I? I found a red one and a blue sock. Oh, and that vest that you said was in the airing cupboard.
Bert, I can't hold a full-time job at a factory and keep this house running like clockwork, you know.
Yeah, I know, love. It's all right. These'll do. Ta.
Well, might as well side this lot away. I don't expect we'll see now, Brian, till cocoa time.
It's not like him to miss his tea.
He'll be on back roll by now, I bet you.
Hey, love, have you seen that word par book of mine?
It's under that cushion.
Oh, Ta. What's that about the back row?
Ah, Brian will be there. With that Dawn Turner. You know, that girl that works in Building Society. She rang him up. Oh, Alex.
Girl from Building Society?
Yeah.
I suppose you'd be overjoyed if you got her in the Leeds permanent way, wouldn't you? I don't know, what's up with you? It meets a nice, decent, ordinary... Oh, I'm off for me bus. See ya.
God, flaming work all damn day for your family.
I'd calculated, according to present rate of production, allowing for overtime bonuses.
Oh, have you got a key on there that says aching back?
Look, according to my calculations...
We'll be finished by Christmas. And who's going to need 3 gross of blue denim shorts in December, eh?
Oh, I don't know. Hot pants might come back.
Oh, yeah.
I'd done all the work, you know. I wasn't guessing. I'd done all me figures.
Yeah, well, you can keep your calculator, son. I don't need one. I've already got one here.
Oh, I got the account totally costed.
Oh, look, he can't help it if Ivy's as prickly as a porcupine.
I wonder when you pipe up,
Whoa,
darling.
you should have heard the fuss she made.
I can picture the scene.
Look, she keeps knocking Gail, and when she does, the whole lot of them in that workroom go up like a bottle of pop.
And where were you then, darling?
My left eyeball was level with Ivy's right eyeball, and I might tell you Ivy's right eyeball is not a pretty sight.
You got Sammy Long to ring up about that.
You crafty devil.
Is she bitten?
She's bitten, all right, but she's not asked me to stay.
Look, if Emily's organised with Tracy, that's great. We can see a show and get a drink in.
Yeah, we'd better have the drinks back here, though, just in case.
Yeah,
you know.
okay.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, Billy.
How's your family?
Fine, thanks.
Right, well, we're going to move on. We're going to get that film in. I'll see you later, Billy. We'll have a chat.
Hey, what's going on there?
That's what we'd like to know.
Oh, don't really mind. What's he doing, babysitting or something? I can't see that.
Ray's in Amsterdam.
Amsterdam?
They split up, didn't they now?
You're joking?
Well, didn't your mum tell you?
I've had her a week. Not a word.
You used to be engaged to her once, didn't you?
For a while. Very short, very sweet.
Okay.
Still, it's nice to be home again, isn't it? Double nice.
Should these bits be loose?
After me job, are you?
Yeah.
Right. Put it back together again.
Brought you sandwiches.
Oh, great. What are they?
They're special, so no touching them till you've washed your hands, all right?
Why?
I don't like the thought of you eating all that oil.
It's good for you. Lubricates the system. Hey, now if we can get this thing going 90 miles an hour, imagine what it'll do for me.
I'm not joking.
I wash me hands, don't I?
I hope you do.
I'm glad you're back nagging. Makes a good change from me mum.
Who says I'm back?
I didn't know you had a twin sister.
Just because I'm back here doesn't mean to say I'm back, does it?
What were all at last night then? I'm back row at Roxy.
Been on the back row with loads of lads.
What do I do with this then?
Find somebody it fits and give it her.
Can I try it on you?
If you like.
Hey, it's perfect. You must be Cinderella.
You must be Prince Charming.
I'm just a bit out to Queens. I promised Les Cartwright I'd have a drink with him next time I was up.
Go after lunch. It'll only be 20 minutes.
Oh. OK.
Trying to compose a reference for Fred. Finding it extremely difficult. Things I have to do.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't think he's feeling too chuffed about it either.
He's every right not to feel too chuffed about it, hasn't he? I mean, we can hardly give him full marks for his knowledge of the traffic regulations.
That's fair, Mum. He was on an errand for you, you know.
I merely asked him to buy me a couple of brace of wood pigeons, not to park my car in a restricted zone where it would be towed to the police pound. If he chooses to ignore the law of the land, then he must take the consequences.
Yeah, but 28 quid, it's a bit steep, isn't it?
I am not paying his fine for him. I intend to deduct a small amount at reasonable intervals, and no amount of moral blackmail will change my mind.
He is not a blackmail.
He has threatened to leave, and I am calling his bluff. He can go to the British Legion. And how do you spell secretive?
S-E-C-R-E-T-I-V. And before you accuse Fred of being secretive, take a good look at yourself, will you? We had a good natter, didn't we, yesterday tea time, you and me? You filled me on everything that's happened while I've been away. Didn't you?
Billy, I am trying to write a letter.
Yeah, only you left out one or two important little items, didn't you?
Billy, a great deal of water has flowed under the bridge since you were last over.
Yeah, you're not kidding. And Ray Langton floated out to sea on some of it, didn't he? But he didn't rate a mention, did he? Why didn't you tell me that Ray and Deirdre had split up?
Because I didn't think it was all that important.
Not all that important. She's my ex-fiancée.
Precisely. Your ex-fiancé. The whole thing is dead and buried.
Now, let me be the judge of that, will you? And don't think I don't know what you're up to. I've known you since the day I was born, and I'm wise to all your little tricks. Like keeping quiet about Deirdre in case silly Billy dashes off and tries to pick up where he left off.
I thought no such thing.
You thought no such thing.
It may surprise you to know that in spite of the stupid things you say on occasion, like now, I have the greatest faith in you. I am perfectly sure that you can run your life in a sensible and orderly manner, and that you're clever enough to know that that does not include Deirdre Langton. And now, could I have a little quiet for a few minutes? I am trying to write a letter.
What time is it, love?
It's 12:25, Chuck.
Hey, is that last night's paper?
Is that last night's paper? Can I have it?
I only want the adverts.
Here, go on, take it. Take the lot.
Thank you.
Is that you out, Brian?
Yeah.
Hey, you should get yourself washed before you sit down to your dinner. And take them scruffy overalls off.
I've had a wash and I've had me dinner. Gail brought me some sandwiches and a piece of cake.
Gail?
Yeah, you know, Gail.
I thought it were all off with her.
Well, it's all on again, innit? I'd give it ring back.
Yeah, about time and all.
You shut up, you. Are you daft or something? Don't you know when you're well off? You're well out of that lot. If you had apathy sense, you'd stay well out of it.
I didn't want to stay well out of it.
If only you listened to me,
I do nothing
Brian.
else but listen to you. It's you that never listens to me, and don't forget it is my life we're talking about.
Don't you raise your voice when you speak to me, and look at me when I'm talking to you. Look, I know it's your life that we're talking about, Brian, and I have got an interest, haven't I, seeing as I'm your mother? Who Warwick went capping hand to who then, were it? Were it you that went to her?
Oh, look, does it matter?
Of course it matters. Start crawling now, and you've spent rest of your flaming life crawling.
That's right. I mean, look at me. I'm a shining example.
I've told you to shut up.
He is my lad and all, you know what I mean?
Then bring him up proper.
I will if you let me get a word in edgeways.
Oh, you make me sick, pair of you.
Hey, was it you did the crawling?
What are Eckers like? She come round to the garage.
Well, go and tell your mum that, for God's sake. Then perhaps we'll get his dinner in peace.
Well, how do I look? All right. Do you know how daft you look?
It's no use you not spoiling it for me. I've made up my mind you're not going to spoil anything for me ever again.
I have never had any wish to spoil anything for you. Don't blame me natural assets. I mean, I've got more charm, more intelligence.
And I've got Brian.
Oh, don't worry, they can cure anything nowadays.
It's no use. You're not spoiling it.
Oh, just as I thought. The sweet smell of absolutely nothing.
I thought you were bringing chips in.
I never said I was bringing chips in.
Oh, I could have sworn.
Wishful thinking, love, to save you getting up off your bottom. You didn't have that jumper on when I went out this morning.
No, I know. No, she had her pink blouse on, but it's gone to Scotland Yard for fingerprinting.
Fingerprinting?
Yeah, it was all covered in oily fingerprints and nobody knows where they came from.
Oh, you've made it up, have you?
Yeah.
And are you happy?
Yeah.
Happy enough to make the dinner?
Oh, I'm too happy.
You can't flaming well win, can you?
Does nobody want to know my good news?
Well, it can't because you're having your dinner made for you, because you get that done every day.
I have landed a very upmarket demonstrating job.
Not sausages again.
I said upmarket.
Cocktail sausages.
Not any kind of sausage. It's cheese.
Cheese?
Yeah, cheese. You've heard of it, haven't you?
Well, you said it were upmarket.
Cheese is very upmarket.
Yeah, and it's very up-smelly as well. I got sick of the smell of cooking fat last time you were working over there. Anyway, if you bring as much as a whiff of gorgonzola in here, off you go.
Oh, why do I live with the lower classes?
You know when you said lunch would be ready in 20 minutes?
Yes?
That was 3/4 of an hour ago.
Honestly, to hear you talk, anyone would think I starved you. You had a massive breakfast.
I'm a growing lad.
Come in.
Oh, did you want me, Mrs. Walker?
Yes, about the British Legion, Fred. They still want you, do they, behind the bar?
Well, as far as I know, they did ring, didn't they?
Yes, they did, and I've been giving the matter a great deal of thought.
Ah, well, We all make mistakes, Mrs. Walker.
We do indeed, but yours was rather a monumental one. So, I've decided not to stand in your way if the Legion still wants you, and I've written your reference.
Reference?
Yes, we used to call them testimonials, didn't we? For your future employer. Do read it, I haven't sealed it.
Oh, right.
Now, please don't bother to thank me. It's the least I could do. And now must be thinking about lunch.
I fancy Corfu. Don't know why, but I've always fancied Corfu. I think it's with it being Greece, and yet again it's not, you know, being round the corner off the coast of Albania. You know, like on the way to Yugoslavia.
But don't look at me. I can only just find my way to Eccles.
Then again, it's an island, see, and there's something magical about islands.
You want to tell Billy Walker that? I mean, putting up with Queen Anne when he could be in Jersey. You know, he's always popping over these days, isn't he?
Yeah, it's quite a long time since he was over last, actually.
Yeah, it is now, come to think about it. What's he over for this time, did he say?
I've no idea.
Oh, he hasn't mentioned it to you?
Well, no, I mean, I've only exchanged the odd word with him, like hello and that.
Oh, I thought perhaps,
Yes, well, this isn't getting the pots washed, is it? Anyway, Mavis, I hope you get to Corfu one day.
Thank you.
Ta-da.
Bye.
She dashed off a bit quick, didn't she?
Well, I'm not surprised with you doing your Og Pew act.
Who are?
Your Og Pew act. You know, Og Pew, it used to be the Russian secret police. Well, they interrogated people.
Well, would you believe that?
Oh, don't you read anything?
Of course I do. I read my marriage lines, Len's will, agony column.
You were prying, that's why she left.
I was not prying. I was gathering some interesting information. Now, put two and two together. She's a free agent.
No, she's not.
As Mears makes no difference, she is. And stop quibbling. Honestly, it worst quibbler I've ever come across. Now, she's a free agent, and before you can say, where's Ray, her old boyfriend's back on the doorstep. And if that's not interesting, then I don't know what is.
Well, you seem to forget she's been going out with Ken. She's been walking out with him.
Walking out with Ken? Walking out? You make it sound about as ecstatic as a trip to Flaming Dustbin.
All right, then. They've had 1 or 2 evenings together.
Better. But it doesn't make any difference how many nights they've spent wrapped in each other's arms.
I said evenings.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? Now, stop interrupting, let me finish. It doesn't matter what them two get up to, because it wouldn't make a blind bit of difference to Billy Walker. Once he sets his sights on something, nothing puts him off. You watch.
How does she take it then when Ray up sticks and up to it?
Well, it's hard to say. Shouldn't talk about it very much, not to me, anyway.
From what I hear, you two are as thick as thieves.
Well, you've been talking to the wrong people. I've just taken her out a couple of times, that's all.
Nothing,
No, nothing. Stop judging everybody by yourself.
God, you can tell your Uncle Billy, you know.
Well, there's nothing to tell. I just took her out a couple of times, we had a meal and a laugh, and there's nothing else. Look, she's a nice girl. She's had a hard time, and I feel sorry for her.
Oh, it's a big mistake, that. I never feel sorry for them. They learn that at their mother's knee. Get a fella feeling sorry for them, and they're halfway there.
Halfway to what? Sharing a house with me and Uncle Albert?
You've got a point there.
I've just bumped into old Ma Baker.
Who?
Ivy, baby-faced Tilsley. She's in one of her moods again.
Oh, what about now?
I don't know what about. Doesn't matter what about, does it? I mean, just keep an eye on her. When her teeth start clacking, the machine stops. There's Morwood screaming for his order.
He'll get it.
He better. Right, well, I'll have a scotch if you're fan. Small one.
That's all you were getting. Small scotch, Fred, please.
Oh, and a milk stout for Mrs. Sharples.
And a milk stout for Mrs. Sharples.
Oh, you're not all that bad, are you?
We're lovely. Don't tell me you just found out.
No, well, you wouldn't think so if you heard that Tilly's talking. She's talking as though she's got the wonders of the world on her shoulders.
Well, she can't have. He has. Haven't you, son?
It looks like it, yeah.
Oh, cheers. There you go. Oh, yeah. Cheers, Mrs. Essie.
You're all right, aren't you? Well, what have I done? Well, I played your little trick, didn't I, about cracking on I were going to the Legion, but it backfired. She gave me the KB, the big elbow.
Ah, you must have played it wrong. What did Billy say?
Billy, what's he got to do with him?
What's he got to do? Surely you've thought about that. You go, he stays, mate. Or else she'll want to know why. He's beginning to be worried already.
Okay, sunshine, come on, let's be having you.
Oh, Fred, before I forget, do remember to give me the car keys before you go on Friday, won't you? And if you want to leave any of your stuff till you get permanent occupation, you can store it in the loft.
Right, Mrs. Walker.
Not at all.
Hey. She had a go at you, yeah?
Not to do with me, mate.
Don't make me laugh. You know she needs a man about the place. If I leave, you're next in line.
Look, what are you playing at? What's all this rubbish about the Legion?
What do you mean, rubbish?
Come off it, mate. I didn't just drip out of that tap, you know. I know they only have dolly birds behind the bar at Legion, and for where I'm standing, you don't qualify.
Well, I know it was a bit of a con, but if she thinks I'm going to cough 28 quid, she's got another think coming. I'd rather jump in the ship canal.
Is that all this is about? 28 lousy quid?
Well, it may be only 28 quid to you, Rockefeller, but to me it's a lot of money. And it's not just the money, it's the principle. I mean, if she's not paying me, she can't dock me, can she?
If it cost you now, would you take your notice back?
Well, she won't back down. Not unless you persuade her.
Oh, no, there's no chance of that. But you could get your money somewhere else, couldn't you? If I gave you 28 quid to stay on and you let her take it out your wages, you'd be all square, wouldn't you? Eh? She'd think she was giving you hammering, and you could have a quiet laugh on the side.
Right, Billy, my lad. You're on.
Here we are, a mind of man. It's the first time we've been asked for this one.
Well, it's only just started coming out. There's 30 parts to it.
It's a good job it's not the mind of Mavis. We won't get past her eyeballs in 30 parts.
Well, it's just articles on human behaviour and that, you know. I've always been interested in my fellow man, what makes them tick.
Dear, you're watching us, are you?
That's right. Observing. If you know what I mean.
Rita, dear, that. We're being observed.
It don't bother me. I mean, you might have your secret little hang-ups, but my life's an open book. And all I can say to you is good luck. If you want to study folks' funny little ways, you're living in the right street. Apart from the Houses of Parliament, you couldn't be in a better place. We've got Elsie Tanner, Stan and Hilda, Lady Walker. I mean, the mind boggles. Not to mention him. Now, he's a life study all on his own.
Hey?
See what I mean? It's all fermenting in there.
Okay.
Aye, near enough.
Fred come up to his room.
No, he's setting up for tonight. I think he wants to have a word with you.
Oh, dear, not another argument.
I've no idea. I've got to go and see Les Cartwright.
Yes, I know. We'll eat later tonight. I've got a leg of lamb. By the way, love, could you get back about 7:30? We'll get busy for an hour about then. I would value your help.
7, right.
Billy?
Yeah?
You're not really interested in Deirdre Langton, are you? Assuming she did get her divorce.
Who knows what the future holds, Mum?
More than that, I hope.
See you later. Oh, hello. Fred to see you.
Now, Fred, before you start, I am not changing my mind.
Well, I gathered that, Mrs. Walker, but I reckon that, well, one of us ought to, otherwise you'll be left on your own.
Now you're making me feel ashamed of myself.
What no wish to do that, Mrs. Walker. It's just that, well, look, if you want me to stay, well, I'd like to stay. I don't want to leave you in the lurch.
Very well. I'd like you to stay.
Great.
And in view of your obviously sincere contrition, I would like to make a gesture in return. I will pay half the fine, £14, and you will pay the remainder. Now, Fred, I hope you understand why I'm not paying the whole fine. You can't get off scot-free. You did wrong, and you must suffer for it. Right?
Right.
Hey, love, do you have to go back?
Well, you don't think I'd go back if I didn't have to, do you?
Well, it's not like your place. It's overtime.
No, it's a special order. It's got to be finished by tomorrow. Or so Mr. Iron Mighty Baldwin says. Anyway, I don't know what you're grumbling about. You've worked many a night.
Well, not when I've worked all day.
Oh, come on, Bert. It's only once. And maybe a few extra quid in, Kitty.
Well, we're not desperate.
It's no use, Bert. I've got to go.
All right. I'm only saying.
Hey, where you going? Oh, don't you start. I've got some overtime off at road. I hear he's giving you a ring back.
Yeah?
Don't know why you bother these days. I mean, there's more broken engagements than soft bake. Mind you, I think you've got right idea. I mean, get to know each other proper before you... Hey, and I'm not talking about living together either. I don't hold with that sort of behaviour. No, just get to know each other proper so that if you're not absolutely sure, you can... And there's no harm done. Anyway, I'm off.
And consider yourself told.
She only wants what's best for you.
Well, she's got a funny way of showing it.
Well, we're all a bit funny at times, you know what I mean? Well, I think I'll just nip to the club for an hour. Make yourself something to eat if you want it, OK?
Yeah, OK. See you, Dad.
See ya. Ta-ra, love.
Right. And what do you fancy to eat?
You!
No. No. Dad! Dad! Help!
The hell do you bring her with you for?
Oh, give up, but she don't go out much, does she?
I'm not surprised.
You want to thank your lucky stars you've got somebody like Mavis working for you. You should have her down at the grocer's. Who thinks every job's a necessary evil and all customers are a flaming nuisance. God knows why, but Mavis will lay down her life for that shop.
That's what she's paid for.
Here we are.
Oh, you've not got another out. Oh, you shouldn't have it with my turn.
Give over, let him pay. He's the only one with any money.
Well, cheers.
Mavis is saying cheers.
All right, cheers.
You know, I'm not a great advocate of public houses, really. I mean, I do think they cover a multitude of sins, but... Well, I mean, you can understand how they grew up in the community, can't you? A place for people to meet their friends, have an evening of convivial cheer.
I wonder what happened.
Pardon?
Oh, nothing, love. I was thinking of something else.
Oh, well, it's a lovely change for me. I'm really enjoying it.
We all are, aren't we?
What?
Enjoying ourselves.
Oh, yeah, great, yeah.
Evening, all.
Evening.
Aye.
Les sends his love.
How nice. I hardly know the man.
Do you know, it's always the fellas you don't know that chuck the love around. Never them that matter.
Are you having a go?
Who are?
Me.
I'm talking about them that don't matter. How can I be having a go at you?
Billy,
Huh?
you'll be happy to know that Fred has seen sense. He's staying.
Oh. Great.
Thought you'd be pleased.
I hear you're staying on.
Aye, that's right.
Very pleased to hear it. Having a quiet laugh, are you?
Yeah, one or two.
Oh, you're there. I thought the lights had gone.
No, we haven't had them on.
Oh, if you drawn the curtains for it, still daylight outside.
We were watching telly.
Has that gone?
We turned it off.
Oh. Mind you, me and your mother used to be like that, you know.
Like what?
Careful with our parents' electricity. We never used to put the lights on unnecessarily. Mind you, we'd no television in them days. But we often used to sit there listening to the wireless with the lights off. Just shout if you want to get shut of me, won't you?
Hey, that little swindler, I can see him now.
Yeah, so can I. Making his little speech on the missing stage that night we were evacuated.
Oh, he's with the gas main thing.
Yes, that's right. We were all there. My mum, Dad, David. You know, it doesn't seem possible. It was only yesterday, and yet I'm the only one left.
It wasn't yesterday. It was a long time ago. A long, long time ago. And don't say you're the one left, lad. You're the one here, still suffering.
You're right, of course. Hello. What you having?
You're too late, Squire. This one's on me. What are you going to have?
Oh, well, I only came in for a bottle of cider, but since you're asking, I'll have a gin and tonic.
Would you believe I've only just heard about you and Ray? And I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, it wasn't on ITN. They did want to interview us, but we said no.
Oh, it wasn't on about you and Ken Barlow either.
Well, there's nothing to put on.
Will there be anything to put on about you and me tomorrow night?
Why, what's happening tomorrow night?
You're coming out with me.
I didn't know you cared.
Come tomorrow night and find out. Gin and tonic coming up.
And Coronation Street is back tomorrow at the same time. And don't forget, this Saturday morning at 11:30 here on Plus, we have a special edition of Families which ties up all those loose ends.